Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You're listening to the What It Do podcast.
Sounds goddamn good out there. TJ, I'm gonna speak.
Sounds suave.
Okay.
Cool.
Hey guys, welcome back to the What It Do podcast.
Holy shit. Fucking Marble Man's in the house.
Shit. Hey guys, welcome back to the What It Do podcast. Oh man, it's been a day. In the studio today, we got Mr. DJ. Oh, TJ.
I get that all the time.
Should we start over
Don't
again?
worry about it.
Yeah. Welcome back to the What It Do podcast. In the studio this week, we got Mr. TJ Samaripa. How you doing, bud?
Good, man.
Welcome.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh no, thank you for coming, man.
Yeah.
I know before the podcast we were talking about some of the stuff that you were doing, and I was like, man, this is too much good stuff to be talking outside the mic. Because I'm like, this is great content, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess just to break it down a little bit, you traveled with
Yes.
the Lonely Boys.
Yes.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. So-
I mean, that whole life, dude. It seems cool as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could wrap my tiny little brain around all the shit that happens. 'Cause
Yeah.
I could not imagine.
All the stuff behind the scenes.
There's
Oh
a lot.
yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a lot.
You know, and what it takes to, and like what we were talking about, what it takes to make a song, what it takes to produce a song, what it takes to, you know, just to get in the studio with people that, like, you got an idea when you go in there as an artist.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, this is what I want to put out. But you're in someone else's studio, and they're like, and there's someone else's production. And
Someone
they're just
else's
like,
money.
Someone
They put
else's
up.
money. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
That's the main thing.
I'm sure their arguments fly.
Oh, absolutely.
You have people with money
Absolutely.
involved, and then you have creative minds involved, and they have a vision.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, somebody wants to change your vision and say, "No, what the fuck?" You know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure the argument. I'm sure you saw a lot of.
I'm gonna
arguments.
rely on you on this,
Absolutely.
because if anybody ever comes and be like, you got a good podcast, I'm gonna give you money. You tell me to shut that shit down,
I will.
Yeah.
I will. No.
Yeah,
because I will eat
No,
it
no,
up.
no,
I was
no,
like,
no,
how much you say? You said $20? You're gonna give me $20.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm just kidding.
And all I have to do is wear this hat and this shirt, right?
Every now and then, pick up a cheeseburger. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. I would be the biggest sellout. Fuck.
So you need Abraham to keep it
You hear
real.
that?
Yeah, he'll keep me in check. I need somebody to keep me in
I'll
check.
throw something at
You
him.
hear that?
Abraham's
Potential
that guy. Abraham's always been that guy.
potential sponsors. You see, that's the selling goat right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been broke for too long. You throw me some money at me, I'm like,
I'm
do what?
taking it.
Yeah.
I'm
I
taking
got this
every
$5.
cent.
It's
$20
crinkled
is
up.
$20.
Yeah.
No, get away! I'll spray water at you.
Yeah.
Water gun.
Like a fucking cat and shit. Shit. My bad. I'm getting sidetracked here. Oh, what to do fashion.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, with your experience, and I can't remember what we finished talking before. I was like, man, we gotta record.
I was telling you the story of how we were in the studio and just being there and like seeing the magic happen.
Yeah.
You know, and there's certain things that you see, and I was explaining to Oscar, I was like, you know, one of my favorite movies is La Bomba, bro.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely love it. So there's a scene when Richie first gets signed and he's in there and they're like, play it again. Do another take and another take. And he's like, well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Bob's over there like smoking cigarettes, drinking, losing his mind. And he's like, it sounded good the first 50 times. You know what I mean? And so I really didn't know that that's what it's like.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sitting there and it's like a job, bro. Like you get up in the morning, like we had a routine, right? Because we're staying at Willieville, right? So it's like his condo. He has condos set up where you stay, you know what I mean? Everybody has their own room and you bottles, whatever. And so then you got the studio. So we'd eat breakfast, get up in the morning, go to the studio. I mean, immediately.
Yeah.
You're doing vocals.
Right at it.
Tune up, right at it, bro. And then everybody has their own little session. You know what I mean? Like Ringo's over here in the drums and you know what I mean? You record separately for a little bit, you come together. Like, so anyways, man, long story short, I got to see all of this happen and I'm like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
And then there was some days where I'm like bored out of my mind.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to the store and buying 30 pack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Walk around Willieville for a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm like, I come back and and this story will forever live with me, man, because it hit home, and it just goes to show, like what we were talking about, the people that they're spending their money on you, and then you have an idea, and so, they wanted them to tap into, like, we need another heaven, and this is the second album, right? Yeah. This is after the success of the first album, and the guys are like, heaven is heaven, bro. Like, we can never
trying to
duplicate heaven. Yeah, and at that point, the music feels forced at that point.
Yeah.
Did they ever feel like it was just like they want a heaven, and then they sit there, because that would get to me,
Absolutely.
That would, and I'm like, I'm sitting there writing a song, and I'm like, God damn it, that's not it. That's not the hook.
Yeah.
That's not what I want.
Yeah.
And I would feel like, shit. Am I not tapping into this? Am I
right?
Am I just a one hit wonder? Am
right.
I just this?
Start questioning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're right. Granted, you're paying this. It's your money, and I'm trying to give you your money was worth.
Sure.
So I just, dude, I couldn't imagine the stress.
Yeah, and it's tough. And I know one thing about these guys is they don't ever second guess themselves.
Oh no, shit.
Never.
Oh, that's
wow.
perfect.
No,
That's
absolutely
a good.
not. Yeah. So that's they don't second guess themselves. They don't go, man. Like they're more of like, up yours, we're gonna do it our way.
Yeah.
And here's where I'm going with that.
Okay.
So
That's a real artist.
Oh, like we
Yeah.
know it's gonna be good.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I remember they're getting into an argument. Everybody's kind of, and I'm like, what's going on? Me and their dad are outside of the how they have the booth and everything, and you can kind of hear them arguing and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think this is good. So they're like, yeah, we're just gonna call it a day. Just everybody go home. Everybody go to mutual
chill.
corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And go. So
Take a breather.
Yeah, go take a breather. So we go, obviously back to our condo or whatever, and we're sitting there talking. And I'm a drinker, bro. Like, I like to drink. I like to unwind. You know what I mean? I'm working for them at this time. So it's like, what are you really doing, buddy?
Yeah.
So do you really have to, like, get up early and go roustabout? Like, no, bro, I don't. So
No, I do not.
yeah,
Hell
this
no.
is before the days of roustabout, right? When life was good at this time.
Right.
So anyways, but you're waking up at Willie Nelson's condo. I mean, what else can be? you know? Yeah. With whatever Willie likes,
You're in the middle of a
if
dream.
you can imagine. Yeah. So anyways, we go. So I like to unwind and drink, and the guys like to do something else, so they're hanging
skinny
out.
snacks.
Look, there you go. So they're partaking Scooby Stacks or whatever. We're hanging out talking, and I'll never forget. Like, I think Henry was watching TV, and he's kind of like zonked out because he's like in his own zone. And Ringo and JoJo are like, I can't believe this, man. Like, these guys are literally trying to tell us how to write our song, how to come up with heaven. Like, and JoJo's like pacing back and forth. He's mad, bro. Ringo's sitting there, and I'm on the couch. I'm kind of like watching Sports Center, sipping a little bit. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. Like, they're mad. And then it just hits JoJo. He's like, these guys aren't going to sit here and tell us how to sing our song. Yeah. They're not going to tell us how to live our lives.
Yeah. We made the first one. We don't need them for the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's cool. He goes, hold on a second. And he goes and I think he went to like how you have like in the condos, like the kitchen or whatever. So everything's joint,
Yeah.
And so, maybe that was the wrong word. So no. So he goes.
It's like an open floor plan.
Yeah.
Right? Everything's
Yeah. So he goes and gets a piece of paper and he comes back. And there's a song on the second album called My Way. And it goes, don't tell me how to live my life. Don't tell me how to pray. Don't tell me how to sing my song. Don't tell me what to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like.
He pulled that right from the situation.
Right there in front. And like when he's singing it, his voice is just amazing. So when he said, I turn around, I'm like, holy shit, he just wrote it. He's writing a song right in front of me, which I had never experienced. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I met them obviously before the success of the first album, and then I got on the road with them and all that stuff. Rode the whole wave of the first album. So to be in the studio and see how they wrote the second one, to be able to be a part of that, because I mean, they literally told me like, "Hey, just quit your job and let's go." And I'm like,
"Let's go,
I'm out." So. to see them write the song, and then he's like, boom, and then Ringo's like starts, with the little, he don't have his drums, but he's banging on the table, and then he starts writing, bro, and that's how My Way came out, and then Henry like automatically pops up. He went from like being zonked out, I thought he was asleep. Yeah. He like gets up and he chimes in, and they wrote that whole thing, bro, like that night. Like it wasn't, and I don't remember how long it was.
Yeah.
Because, obviously I start sipping, pretty heavily. But I remember, like, it was yesterday. I remember going into the studio the next day. Like, and I'm like, oh, this shit's fixing to go down.
That's one of those rare moments.
Oh, yeah, bro. Like, I mean? I'm saying, like, it's embedded forever in my memory. And, it's cool because I get to share these stories with my kids and stuff and my friends. And I'm like, I got to experience a lot of cool stuff, being on the road with them. And the studio thing, really. Because that's where the music's made. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know, man, because I'm like.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, because I'm like, you just experienced it in the raw.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone's mad. It's kind of like their version of going full Kyle. Right.
It's the emotion.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's like, instead of hitting a wall or fucking throwing something out, your outlet is like, man, fuck them.
Yeah.
The best artists in the world, whether it's painting, whether it's whether music especially though.
Yeah.
Some of the best music was made. It's a breakup love ballad. These guys are going through an emotion,
what they're going through,
and they need to like put it into something, and that's what they did. They took that emotion.
Put it in lyrics.
Man, I wonder if Walker Wheeler got that when he's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah,
you broke my heart.
Absolutely.
Like, what about Dick Down in Dallas?
Dig Down in Dallas. I was like, Abraham was playing his playlist.
Something in motion.
When you get to experience something like that, you're just like, you kind of stand back. Because, back in the day, right, the rapping to a fucking random beat was kind of a thing, you know what I mean? At the time, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? I'm trying to smoke my shit, and you guys just start rapping and shit. But then you stop and you listen to me like, oh.
They're expressing something.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. What I was like, I'm
You're missing the message.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm high as shit, know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
He just threw out an entire fucking song. I was like, yo, bro, where's that from? He's like, I just made that up.
Yeah.
I was like, why? How come no one's recording this? I was like, we're missing. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I've always been fascinated by that because I'm like, dude, that literally came out of nowhere. Yeah. I was like, dude, explain to me exactly where that came from because you weren't pissed fucking 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this shit happened where they're whatever influences, it just rolls out of your mouth. And I'm like, damn it. I'm sitting there, I'm hearing these words and they're fucking clicking.
Yeah.
He's just rhyming all the way through. And I'm like, damn, all it needs is a chorus.
Yeah.
All it needs is a fucking is a stop chorus, man. And you got a song.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dude, of course, these were trap houses we were partying
in.
But I was like,
really studio.
Yeah, it wasn't studio. But I'm just like, dude, there's so much.
There you go.
There's so much missed talent, man. And
man,
that gets bypassed. And then just to be in the same room when something gets created, I'm like, dude, that's badass.
We've all worked in the oil field before. Have you ever been on a rig or on a crew? I'm just going to say a crew. My association is on the rig because that's where it happened to me.
Right.
And one of these dudes just starts singing. And I'm like,
yeah.
What are you doing out here? Like, what are you doing out here?
Yeah. It makes you mad, right?
Yes, you need to be in the studio. Yeah. Like, nah, man, I got to pay these bills and this and that. And I was like, man, just put your seatbelt on and hold on tight, bro, because you got something. Yeah. And he was like,
you start feeling like the dad in this. Boy, I need you to go out with me. I need you to do something. Go out there and live for the rest of us.
Exactly.
Go on and get.
Yeah. You don't want this. Yeah. You don't want this.
You don't want none of this, do we?
Yes.
This is hard out here. Yeah, bro. I completely understand because I have been,
Yeah.
I've hired people that I'm just like, yo, do you just spit that out of fucking nowhere?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Do you have a notebook? Do I need to buy you a notebook so you can write this shit down?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, and I would get mad, man. I'm like, you need to go, boy.
You need to go, boy.
You need to go out, move out to the big city and make yourself something,
Yeah.
I feel like is it Dewey Cox? Well, no, one of those fucking movies. But I'm just like, you gotta go, dude. You're a dying flower out here.
Yeah.
You gotta go out. You gotta go blossom, dog.
Squandering your talent.
Yes.
And I think the coolest thing is to like I say, we go back the next day and I'm like, everybody's set up. the engineers, the guy at the board, like the producer and the manager, and everybody's over there kind of like. And here these guys come and they set up, you know, obviously Ringo on the drums and JoJo on the bass, and here he gets his guitar, and I'm like, hey man, we wrote a little something last night for y'all. We wrote a little something we're gonna play for y'all real quick. And then they just hit him with boom, the music starts. Don't tell me how to live my life. Don't tell me how to pray. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like all directed at, and you can just see it all over.
When they probably sang that first one was probably the best one because that was all the emotion directed right at the people that they wrote it for.
But I mean, that song was like a big F you to everybody in the room.
Yeah.
And what was so dope about that is that was probably one of the more popular songs on the album, on that second album. And like, it got played like on nationally syndicated TV shows, like commercials. You know what I mean? Like it was just catchy. Like, you know, I think one time they even had it like, cause they had a couple of theirs where they would play like in between, like on the NFL, like on Monday Night NFL and stuff like that.
Oh, you know what? I've heard that.
Yeah.
Between like, as they're about to go to a commercial break and then you'll hear like a song playing in the background. Yeah.
So that like, it wasn't that particular song. They had another one that they did, but this one was just like that where you know, or you'd walk into like, I don't know, like a Ross or something, and you'd hear it on like, you know, whatever was streaming. It was very popular, like streaming wise. Like it was,
I don't know why, but I picture it in the room. It's like I'm hearing the song where it's directly saying "fuck you."
It was right. It was a huge,
and they're just like, "We got to hit.
Yeah.
It's just with a big old smile on their face.
Look what we inspired.
Hey, and the beautiful thing is you get to see that raw emotion.
Yeah.
And they're playing it with every bit of
gusto they had last night.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that was like one of the coolest things I ever,
that's
ever
like
got to see.
A life experience.
Oh,
right
bro.
Yeah.
Like, probably that time.
You can put that on your resume.
It's like,
I know.
Hell yeah.
So that one. And then JoJo wrote a song for his daughter on the second album that I think it ended up being like a bonus track. So I don't think it was like,
okay.
Like you had, you know, back then the CDs, you bought like the regular album and then you bought the extended whatever.
Yeah.
But it was called Iselia, right? And it was a story about how like, you know, obviously, you know, him and his wife at some point separated or whatever. Sorry, JoJo, if I'm telling. Well, you put it in a song. So love you, carnal, by the way. Love all three of you guys. So yeah, but he put it in the music, bro, and he's playing the piano, and you're looking through the booth. And he's just pouring his heart out, bro. And he's singing a song to this, I think she was like maybe 3 or 4 year old girl at the time. Like, you know, because things are never going to be the same.
Yes.
You know, because we're getting a divorce and, you know what I mean? Separate homes and just life's never going to be the same again. Yep. But he's always like, my love for you is always going to be there. So you have to check out the song. It's called Iselia, I believe. But Iselia.
Okay.
Yeah. Iselia. Yeah. And so, but we're on the other, that was probably the other dopest thing I've ever seen because you see like these older white men that just don't cry, bro. Everybody's just like rah!
Puts a lump in everybody's throat.
Oh yeah, I'm over there with my shades on in the corner, just chilling. I'm like, yeah. I mean, it
for something to evoke an emotion. That's art.
That's art.
That's
man.
art.
That's art. And I have been very blessed to see these guys play from when I was like, when they started hitting it big, when I was like 19, 20. Mm-hmm. My son at the time got to see them like right when they were doing their Grammy run. We'd go to shows. I had them on my shoulders. We're on stage with them. And I think he was like 5 at the time. And now he's 23 and I get to experience it with my younger sons. So I took them to a show like 2 years ago. I think they did the Stockyards there in Dallas, and they had never seen, you know, because they call them Theo Ringo, and, you know, those are their Theos, but they've never seen, because they hadn't played in so long, you know?
Yeah.
And so they hadn't seen that side of him.
Yeah.
That superstar, that on stage. Yeah. Oh, man, they loved it. They loved it. And then they came here to Cooper's. I don't know if you're.
I heard about that.
I think it was like a little over a year ago.
Yep.
And my middle son, Christian, That's the only one that hadn't seen him, right? That's my soccer player. And he doesn't, my twins are a lot like me and my oldest as far as like music and, you know, we love the same kind of music. Like we love it all from Tejano to country to rock, rap. I mean, you name it. We can, our catalog is like big. So, they absolutely love music. Like we laugh now because, you know, I was telling you that they live with me now. And so it's like, I have my own little mini concert every night when they're showering. They got, you know, I can hear them and they're jamming out. But Christian is more reserved. He's a little more chill. You know what I'm saying? He's the soccer guy.
Yeah.
So I go up to him towards the end of the concert, you know, and they're closing out. They're doing their thing, man. And I put my arm around him and I was like, "What did you think, mijo?" Like, what did you? And I just like when he went to talk, like his voice cracked, bro. And he goes, "Dad, I don't, you know me." He goes, I don't get emotional over music or stuff like this. He was like, and he started to tear up. He's like, "They're amazing. Like this was amazing. Thank you for bringing me." And I was like, "That's what music does, though. Music touches people.
Absolutely,
like, music can take you to a point in time in your life, and you're like, I was 15 years old.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing about it. I love it. Like, and so that's why I love that time that I had with those guys on the road and in the studio and in their houses and Christmases together. You can never get that back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, never. Like it's timeless. Like that's something that I can always cherish. And it was just so great to be
I want to ask you something real quick. So I mean, you know these guys personally, so you see them off stage. You spent so much time with them off stage. When they actually get on stage, is there not fake? I don't want it to sound like that, but the persona on stage is like, do they evoke something else? Because it's a performance that they're putting on now. Is it like a, whoa, you know, like it's a different person on stage almost, or is it pretty much what you see is what you get, you know, or?
You know, I watched them so many times, and even this last time, I mean, because it's public knowledge, like they broke up for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so then they got back together, and that's when that's when I think it was their very first performance back together that I took the boys to. No, it was at the Stockyards.
Oh, okay.
In Fort Worth. Yeah. And that's when my kids were living in Fort Worth. And to see them back there before Calm and Cool, but I remember talking to Henry and he was like, he had nerves, and I was like, bro, I've been doing this for a long time, you know what I mean? But it was like they had taken a break, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, and I remember telling him, it's like riding a bike, Carnal. You got this, you know what I'm saying? And he knew it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to hear that from me.
You got to find your footing, man. I get it.
But I'll tell you, to answer that, as soon as he hit the stage, bro, it's like
it came back.
I mean, bro, it's like a totally different. It's like because we used to call Ringo Animal from the Muppet Babies on the drums. The guy goes crazy. Like he gets on the drums, bro, and he's nice and calm and cool. You're backstage.
Gets in his zone,
man. Yes, bro. Like you know, I would see performances where Henry would do like Onda, and he's like playing the guitar, and he's like literally in a trance, like just zoned out. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was a great Christian. Like, yeah, I think that definitely, like something kind of takes over there.
Yeah.
And you know, it was so cool. I don't want to make this whole interview about that, but I love telling the stories, bro.
We got at least a couple of hours.
Okay.
You know,
at least.
Much
time with these guys, man. And when I say they're my brothers for life. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
shout out to Los Lonely Boys, everybody listening.
Boys, man. Yes, absolutely. And their sisters. I mean, such a beautiful family. They're all so close, man. And familia is everything to them. And
are they originally from San Angelo?
You're part of that circle.
Yeah.
Are they originally from San Angelo?
Yeah, I think like they were.
I think
it was like
Lakeview,
Snyder.
right?
I think it was like Snyder.
Okay.
Is where they originally were born, and then they ended up moving to like, bro, you need to look it up. They have the Los Lonely Boys documentary. I really encourage y'all to go watch that.
I have to check it out.
It shows the roots of where they were born, and then when they grew up, they went to Nashville. So they try to make it big in Nashville with their dad. They were backups for their dad. And then at one point, they have to go, hey, Dad, we want to do this on our own.
Yeah.
And he took it hard. Like, I encourage you to watch it, bro.
I'm check it out
I'm
now.
on there at the very end.
I'm going to check it out, yeah.
At the very end, it's me and my parents.
What's this on? YouTube?
It's yeah, you can watch it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
Fact.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, you can. Because I showed it to my kids a couple years ago. But yeah, at the very end, like when they come back after they win the Grammy and they had Stone Cold Steve Austin be the MC and everything, which I got to meet that guy. That was awesome. But yeah.
The Stunner.
Yeah, bro. That was amazing. It was an amazing time. But Man, I lost my train of
My
thought.
bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Stone cold.
Way to go.
I know.
You got
That's
sun.
what I do, actually.
Yeah.
I cut people off, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Cotton
what
fields
I
and
do.
crossroads. Is that the?
That's it, brother.
That's it, okay.
That's it. So, oh no, I was telling you the cool thing about them is that, and they always said this. They don't like when you go, well, what are y'all playing tonight? I don't know. You know, and I really like when I first met them, started hanging out. I was like, yeah, bullshit. You know, but then when I was on the road with them and they go on shows, like, and you got to understand, I'm with them on the road, so I'm seeing a different show every night, and it really was a different show every night because they don't. It's not like, okay, we're gonna start with this.
They didn't
song.
keep a set list.
Right. They don't have that. They just kind of, and they just look at each other, and you can see it like in the documentary. They just kind of look at each other, and they're like, and then they got whatever they feel. That it's just that chemistry. I mean, it's three brothers.
They have that
You know what I
connection.
mean? Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Ah, damn.
It's pretty cool. I really encourage you to watch that, man.
They went to
It's
Lakeview.
dope.
So, I mean, it's Northside Pride. So,
There we go.
There's kind of there's something going on here. Have you noticed that we've had a lot of talent come through here, and a lot of it's from the north side? So
Yeah, well, you get to book it, so.
I like that because I'm from Central, so we have this debate a lot. We had a group chat, and my homeboys is like North Side proud, and I'm like South Side homie because my family's from the barrio.
some of my closest friends,
Central.
Snoop,
Yeah,
South
Snoop
Side, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
South Side,
some of my closest friends are from the South
yeah.
Side. So I mean,
Osvaldo Martinez, Psycho
Osvaldo,
Monster.
right down the street from Snoop.
Yep.
Him and his brother. Yeah.
absolutely.
He just likes to represent the sheep and the cows that they have out that direction. I was like, I bet you got a lot, bro. Why do you got so many cows in your backyard?
I'm like, hey, Oscar, did you see they just put up a new sheep in town?
That's north side.
That's north side.
They claim that.
Oh, shit, that's funny. Well, that's cool, man, dude. I mean,
You talk about a lifetime experience right there.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
You witnessed
Like, what have you?
basically.
Absolutely.
I sitting there and thinking about. I was like, what have I done?
Put tank batteries together. $1 million facilities.
$1 million
There you
facilities.
That yeah.
There's
but-
companies
Oh,
making millions
yeah.
off of something that you built.
yeah. Where's the money?
Multi-millions.
Where's my residuals,
Where's my
bitches?
residuals? Where's my royalties? What do they call it?
Abraham is
struggling
your hype
here.
man. I don't know who is.
You know what's funny though is like I work in one of the places that I helped him build,
Oh yeah,
and I look at it and I'm like, damn.
we did this.
We did this all wrong.
We did this all wrong. No, it's just like there's a lot of money flowing to this
Yeah.
thing. If this infrastructure that we put together for somebody else,
Absolutely.
and somebody else bought, and somebody else bought, and somebody else bought, and it's still fucking going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's something to say.
I do give you
know what
that.
I mean?
You know, I do
Yeah.
get some sense of pride, you know, because I drive past a lot of the batteries that I built
Yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm like,
That's
damn,
your
wait,
work.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
going. It still looks at
Because
least
you
in a
put
fresh
your
paint
name
job, but-
behind it
Yes.
more than anything. You know what I mean? Like you.
Well, a lot of
That's
that
cool.
built who I mean, it built the name that I put
Sure.
together.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Because dude, I remember when I first started, dude. Like it was like I took it over from my dad. My dad was he got sick, you know, he was going blind. So I took it over from him, and at first I started working for a lot of his customers. Of course I was just taking it over is what I'm doing, and they would show up and they're like, oh, man, does this kid really know what he's doing? You know, and I'm like, they're like, what kind of experience? Where'd you come from? You know, and I'm like, you know, I was a pumper before, you know,
Whataburger?
Yeah.
I was a Sonic, you know. I came from Houston being what's called I was going to school to be a mechanic at UTI, you know. And they were just like, "Oh man, do you know what you're doing?" You know, kind of like that. That was that whole feeling that everybody had.
Did you tell them that when you were born you had 2 pipe wrenches? In
Pretty
your hand?
much, you know. I was like, "Yeah, I've been working for my dad because I did. I started working for my dad when I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
You know, welding up shit for him and."
So you knew what you.
Oh yeah, dude. By 17, 18, me and my older brother, right?
Yeah.
We were building batteries. The 17 and 18-year-old,
Yeah.
were knocking out tank batteries, which is at the time it were 2 oil tanks, a water tank, a gas separator, and a heater treater.
Shout out to Harvey.
Wow.
Yeah, knocking that shit out in a day and a
Yeah.
half.
Wow.
You know, we would set the tanks, start hooking shit up, and I tell people, I was like, they're like,
Nowadays you have a full crew of like
Yeah.
5 guys, and they're like,
Yeah,
maybe a week.
Maybe a week. Yeah.
which was hilarious, man. When we
First
first
because like He's like MacGyver. Give me a couple sticks.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
no bullshit.
6 hours.
Yes, that's exactly what it was like working
That's
for him.
dope, though, man.
What do you mean we can't finish it today? No, we're gonna finish it today.
Yeah.
My dad called this company man one time, right? And he's like, "Hey, I got something that came up. I can't be out there, but my sons will be out there." You know, and they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll just meet him out there." This guy never met us, fucking a day in his life. You know, he shows up and there's two young 17-year-old Mexicans, right? I mean, we're barely pulling up. My brother's got a license. He's driving out to location and shit. You know, I'm on the passenger side, and he's like, "Y'all know what y'all are doing?" And he's like, "We're like, yeah, man, we've built these before." You know, and they're just like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, I'll be back here in a little bit. Y'all need anything?"
Yeah.
Nah, we're good. You know, and he's coming back, and I was like, "Nah, we're good." And at this morning, man, it was me and my older brother, dude. We would start off our day in a fucking argument. Like that was it. We woke up mad at each other. That's how it worked. We would get in the fucking truck, you know, and we knew what our shit, you know. We get up, we start it, get all our shit ready, you know. This time we're not talking because we're fucking mad at each other, you know.
It's the best way to work.
Yeah, best way to work. Like he would like,
right?
You know, I have shit that, you know, from the previous day. We're cleaning out the truck because I'm like, we got water bottles and shit in there, and I put everything in a fucking bag, tied up, and I fucking chunk it at him. That's how we woke up mad that morning. Love. There you go. Love. We'd go out to the location and we'd just chingulate. So, anyways, we show up to this location and we're fucking mad. Like my brother's talking to the company man, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll get it knocked out. Do y'all need anything?" "No, we don't need anything." Well, he leaves, right? And we got this whole notion. There's a fucking trailer with all our parts. You know, well, he's Tefloning parts together, screwing together. He's like, first tank vent, first tank, whatever. And I'm sitting there taking these parts. I go up and I screw them on, right? And at this time, we're not tightening shit up. Like he's just Tefloning shit, fucking mad, whatever. He's just like spitting shit off to me. Yeah. So he's sitting there going, right? And I'm running up on top and I'm putting those connections together. I'm putting everything on the tank. I'm not tightening anything down. Yeah. But I would say I'm not tightening anything down. I'm getting everything to where it's like snug. All right, that's going to take about 1.5 inches to screw all together. Right. So this is what we got, right? So we're sitting there going, and at this point, my brother's like, we kind of like, we don't need to talk to communicate, if that makes any sense. Yeah, no. So we sit there going, he's like,
the best, bro. Like, not to stop you, because I know you're in the zone, but that was the best. When you don't even have to talk to the guy, that guy knows the next thing that needs to get done. That guy knows the next thing that needs to get done. Like, he's like, "Oh, we need to already go put this part on. Let me go ahead and Teflon this part." Yeah, you know, and it's just like, oh, that's the fucking best, man. I miss those days.
So we're putting this shit together, right? And I grab a soapstone because I finished putting everything together, and we just finished bringing all the pipes to the side of the truck. And at this time, we had that manual threader on the winch, and then we had a PTO on and off. That's how it would go, and he would cut all the pipe. Yeah. And
it's funny how when I left, all of a sudden,
we got threaders and shit.
Yeah. They got a power pony.
He was all fucking mad at me. I was like, and I bought everybody beats too. He's like, "Fuck you, man." So we sit there, and I get the tape measure, man, and I'm writing shit off. I'm measuring it out because I'm the one that screwed everything together, so I know how much it's got to go, and I'm writing on the tank, the measurements and shit like that. Yeah. And my brother, we're not talking at all, bro. Still, no. We go literally a 12-hour day without saying a fucking word to each other. Holy shit. You know, because we're just mad. That's how we woke up, you know. So he goes out, he'll look at the tank, get a measurement, and go and cut the pipe and stuff like that. And he get everything cut and put it in its place.
Everything goes exactly where he said it.
Everything goes where it's going. He's like, we get done. And he's like, and that's just for a placement, you know. And then we'd stop, and I'm like, all right, now we're going to threading. Well, we were so mad at each other that he was threading with the winch, and I was threading manually, just to avoid talking to each other, just to do that shit. So we're sitting there going, man, we are fucking blazing through this shit. Like he's mad, he's cutting quick with the fucking.
Hold on to what your thought, because I need to like express this to people that are listening that don't know, because a lot of people don't know
anything.
Manual threading is like you're cutting threads into a fresh piece of steel pipe.
Yeah, by hand.
It's bare by hand. Yeah. It's your muscle power cutting these threads into this pipe. Oh. Okay, it's not for the weak.
Listen to the illustrator over here. This guy could
paint a picture.
Yes,
it's not for the weak.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Not for the weak.
We need him on National Geographic.
Look at the tiger. Look at the tiger.
The gazelle.
No, seriously. That was a perfect way to explain it, bro.
Thank you.
The Aborigine squats and takes shit next to.
I just felt like we can't just skirt past that.
You got to give him
because that's some serious shit.
You got to give him a picture of how difficult the job is. Like very tedious. Very.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. tedious.
When you're done doing your thread job, you're sweating your ass off.
Yeah.
Your muscles,
100%.
your muscles
See,
feel
back
it.
in the day,
Yeah.
man, that wasn't even an issue. Because like I'm sitting there threading, right, and he's
Yeah.
on
Oh,
the
you're
other.
a mocoso.
I'm
That's
mocoso,
You're
right?
still- yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'm sitting there getting it, and I knock out quite a few to the
Yeah.
point I'm tired, and I was just like, a grunt, you know. And he would stop.
You're not gonna show him that you're tired.
Yeah.
No, well, no. we had this whole setup, right? And like I would grunt when I'm tired, right? And he would hold on to the cutters or the threaders.
Okay.
And then we would swap, and he'd come over and he'd start knocking it out. Dude, I shit you not, man. By 3:00, the company man comes over. You know, he's sitting there driving. You know, he's driving us back onto location. And by this time, we finished hooking up everything, the tanks, the whatever. We're laying the line from the separator over to the wellhead, you know, and he's like, he comes up and he's like, he sees us because the battery's quite a distance. Like this is like maybe, God, man, I want to say it's probably like 400 feet from the battery.
Yeah.
So he comes over. He's like, well, all right, we'll just come back tomorrow and finish it. And I'm like, we just got to finish running this line to this well and we're done. And he's like, bull fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like at this time, he's looking at it, he's like, fuck, we're
Yeah.
going to have to redo all this.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
'cause-
Oh yeah, in his mind. 100%,
Yeah, he's like, there's
thinking,
no way.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way you
He's
guys
like,
are done.
the checks are backwards. You know.
Yeah, you know,
There's no valves where there should be
that
valves.
type of shit. So it's funny because he's talking to my brother, and I'm in the truck. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're putting the line together, but when he comes in, we stop because I'm like, you know, he's gonna want to talk. So I go to the truck. I'm pissed. I throw my fucking feet on top of the dashboard, and he's like, "Bull fucking shit." I can hear him where he's at. You know,
Yeah,
him and my
yeah.
brother. So they go. My brother takes him on a tour of the fucking battery. He's like, "Holy shit!" Well, we get back to the house, dog. Like we're fucking mad. My dad's all, "You know we charge by the hour, right?" He was so fucking mad. He's like,
Holy
what the fuck,
shit.
man?
That
You know
is
we
a-
charge by the hour, right?"
He's like, that was a 4-day job. What the fuck y'all doing? You know, what the fuck y'all doing?
I didn't even think about that while he's telling the story.
He was
bro.
so fucking mad, dude.
Oh my
dad was all like,
God.
"Well, don't send me with this motherfucker ever again."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all are over there trying to show out.
Yeah, we're not, it's not even showing. I was like,
Y'all were just in
You're
your
programmed like that.
well, to
Yes,
me it was all like,
autopilot, yeah.
let's get this shit done, so I
Yeah,
don't have to fucking come with you
absolutely.
tomorrow.
Tiffany, you're right though,
Yeah.
because I've worked with them before, and that's exactly what it is. It's like you just like when everybody knows what
Yeah.
has to get done,
Yeah.
you go into autopilot,
Yeah.
and it just
It's like
fucking
a
it just
conveyor
happens.
belt.
Goes.
Just
Yeah.
goes.
It just goes.
the
Yeah.
job.
It is.
It's like a well-oiled machine, baby.
very
Yeah,
much,
it's like,
very
And
much.
it's very, very hard to explain that to somebody
Yeah.
because if you've never experienced it,
Yeah.
you'll have,
You have
no
no
idea.
idea. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
And those dude are like, I'll tell you one thing right now. You want to become if you ever get a chance to experience that alone, okay, when that job is done, you have a friend for life. I don't know what it is about it.
Absolutely.
Where it's like, oh, me and you click.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Rhino.
Yeah. Shout out to Rhino. Shout out to Anthony.
Shout out to Anthony.
You know, Jesse, even though he was a little bit loud. You know,
I didn't
But
get
he
to
made
work
me
with
laugh.
him, but
He
when,
didn't, that's
but
right.
when I worked for you, it was me, Anthony, and Rhino. We were
Yeah.
the A team. Jesse.
But if you ever get a chance to experience, it's literally like that when you spent that hotel in that room when they were writing the music.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Everybody's-
I know where this is my part. Let me
know
fill in
what's
my
missing.
part.
Drums know when they need to come in.
Exactly.
The bass
You
know
what's-
like
Yes.
right
Yeah.
here. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, man, everything
Yeah.
just clicks.
Yeah. It's the chemistry, bro. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know
yeah.
what it is, man,
Yeah.
but if
You
anybody,
work in sync. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And,
When that-
and you know what's funny is like I miss that shit.
Yes.
Like, you know,
Yes.
I love what I do now, but I'm not gonna lie, I
Yeah.
kind of miss that shit.
you miss the
sometimes.
camaraderie with
It's the
people, man.
camaraderie.
It's the camaraderie. Like I feel, and I tell my kids this all the time. I said, you know, I made friends in the oil field with guys that like it's a brotherhood. It's a bond that we still check up on each other to
For
this
sure,
day.
for
Yes.
sure.
To this day, like whether it's through social media or a phone call.
Yeah.
You know, we just there's just certain guys, and you're right. It's the camaraderie, and it's funny that you say that because I would always say that too. I was like, "Is the A team over here, motherfuckers?" You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, in ours we had obviously everybody day and night crew.
Yeah.
You know, and in the certain company, there in the beginning, they would let us like kind of choose. Like, all right, T, this is your location. And I'm like, well, I want days. These are my guys. And so would run nights. And it was his guys.
Yeah.
And so there was never any turmoil or conflict with us because, and I would always tell them this, hey man, I don't care if you're days and we're nights or vice versa. Like, we're a team, bro. At the end of the day, we shouldn't try to be
cohesive here, man.
Yeah, there's no ratting each other out or I'm not gonna do this because you didn't do this. Like, I was telling my guys, like, hey man, if they didn't get whatever, there was a reason. Let's pick up the slack.
Yeah,
and they'll get our back tomorrow, and we'll just. But if you work as a unit, bro, it changes everything. It makes such a good work environment, and then you respect each other, and it becomes a brotherhood, bro.
Of all the drilling rigs that I worked on, I only had it happen on one rig. Where everybody was good, like the night crew and the day crew was good.
There's always more turmoil than there is.
The rest of them, the night crew was trying to fuck over the day crew because they wanted that position, or vice versa. Yeah. I only had it happen on one rig out of all the years that I worked on rigs where everybody was like, "Hey, we're gonna make this work." For those guys, that way whenever they come in, it's easier for them to do this, or vice versa. Hey, whenever those guys come on, make sure that they walk into something that's not a fucking explosion.
Yeah.
Which I sit there and I'm hold dear to this very, very much, man. When you go that little extra mile, like here's the crazy part. I mean, you've been doing this as long as you've been doing it, right? And you have been doing it as long as you've been doing it. And same as me. Your name carries weight.
Absolutely.
100%.
That is the most 100%. Mind-blowing shit because I've literally heard from people. It's like, hey, man, hey, do you know such and such? I was like, hey, man, I heard about you. And I'm like, hey, you're a good dude, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, so all the work that I put in, it does come around.
It comes around. It pays off.
Yes, you get heard about people. You're just like, there you go. You hold that reputation.
100%. 100%. I was just telling a kid this the other day. He's my hand. He's like, I think he's 18. He just graduated or something a couple weeks ago, right? And so he got flack like the very first day I pick him up, right? Because my hand got fired like 2 days into my new job.
Damn.
Like, damn, I don't have a hand.
You got to find somebody.
I'm an overpriced hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm doing all the work, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I get this other kid, right? And he gets in the truck and he's like, hey, I'm just going to give you the story. I got in trouble yesterday, whatever. And I had already got the phone call, obviously, from the supervisor. Like, let me know how this works out because so-and-so said this and that, right? And sometimes it's not even you not doing your job. It's like a company man walks by and he doesn't like the way you're doing it. So he doesn't want you on his location. And I don't care what happens. You're never coming back. I mean, Jesus Christ himself could come down and you're not coming back. If they say you're gone, you're gone, buddy. So I take this kid on, and he goes, hey, well, I got in trouble yesterday. Hey, man, I'm going to stop you right there. Don't even worry about all that. Put that behind you. Let that be tomorrow. Because if you got that on your mind today when we go to work, that's all you're going to be thinking about, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I like to have fun when we're at work and make the work environment enjoyable. I like to laugh. I like to bullshit. I buy my guys lunch. You know what I'm saying?
It makes the day go by.
Thank you for what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Because when y'all bust your butt for me, we all look good. And so I told the kid, I said, all I ask, bro, is that when you come with me, you just show up and show out. That's it. And the work is going to, the
work speaks for itself.
It's going to speak for itself, 100%. So I tell him that. And the kid, the supervisor shows up that day to the location.
The kid.
And because he's 18. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I got you. Yeah.
I got some, my oldest is older than that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, anyway, just long story short, he tries to confront the supervisor about the situation. He's like, we got a problem? And and I'm looking at myself at 18 going, that could have been me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The older me now, I was trying to chill him out the whole way over there and talk him off like, hey, bro, it's not cool to move like that. You know what I mean? But again,
18.
I'm in my 40s.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah, well, you're speaking from experience.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're, God, man, am I like...
Yeah.
I feel like between 18 and 26, personally,
bro, that hot...
you couldn't tell me shit.
Testosterone.
Yes.
Yeah.
My chemical imbalance was in full effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I sometimes I thank God, like, obviously we text back then, but not as heavy as we do now, because sometimes you can misconstrue a text message. You're like,
definitely.
Yes. This bitch calling me out?
Yeah.
The emails.
That too.
Emails. Oh, my God.
That too.
I work for a corporate company now.
Yeah.
And they're email heavy.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Like,
you got to be careful with your punctuation. Yeah.
As per my
Watch your punctuation,
past email,
why do you put 3 periods instead of 1 period? What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You start looking into it too
What?
much.
Yes.
Yeah. So I tell this kid, I'm like, hey, so him and the supervisor have it out. He's like, I quit. And so here I am driving him halfway back. We're in Big Spring. I'm driving him halfway back to San Angelo. And I'm like, and I get the phone call. My supervisor's like, bring him back. Just bring him back. We got to make this work. I don't have anybody else.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, damn. Well, what if he doesn't want to work? And he's like, he can just sit in the truck, but you got to finish your job. Then you can take him home or somebody can come pick him up. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we get back, man, and I talked the kid off the ledge as we're going back. Him and the supervisor talk. They figure it out, right? A couple days go by. And the kid can work, man. You know, he's a big kid.
Yeah.
300 pounds big. But he can pick some shit up, you know. And he can work, and he ain't afraid of work. But that's what I was telling him. So as we start working together and we start talking more, and I kind of start giving him my bad experiences, you know, from life and some of the stuff I did. And I'm telling him, like, look, man, when you're with me, we're going to have fun, bro. I promise you that. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke around. You know what I'm saying? There's days where I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be throwing my hard hat. You know what I'm saying? But I'll never disrespect you as a man. That's one thing I'm never do. I'm never going to cuss you out. I'm never going to down talk you.
Yes.
I might be bad with myself in the situation, but I'm not going to take it out on you. I'm not that guy. I've never been. So we start working. Well, now we're working as, you know, with a couple other crews together on it's like a joint thing, you know? Mm-hmm. And we had like a little dinner the other day where we had to go over something with all the guys. And like, bro, like 3 different pushers were like, hey, telling the supervisor, like, so-and-so's, he's getting it, bro. And I had just told the kid the night before, we're hanging and we're leaving work. And he was like, yeah, he just gets real paranoid. He goes, I feel like everybody was looking at me like I was taking too long. And I said, no, everybody was out of gas and you're still like a bull moving stuff. And they're letting you do it. They're just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let him do it.
Let that young bull get it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was telling him. I said, I guarantee you, like, your work today spoke for itself. And it will. Just continue to do you. And I promise you, word's going to get out, kid, that you're doing, you know, you're doing your thing. And sure enough, when we went to that deal, and they said it in front of him, there was like 3 different pushers that were just like, hey, so-and-so, bro, he can get it. You know, he's been working. He's been, you know, he's been in there like when people are tired and passing out and it's 3:30 and you're ready to punch out and it's hot, bro. Yeah. I mean, he's getting it. And that's why I just try to share with him anytime you always have eyes on you. You always got eyes on you. So don't get paranoid and think this and that. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, my mom always used to tell me, the truth's going to come to light, Mijo. Always.
Always, yeah.
Always, bro.
And you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing when a new guy or you're on location, they come up to you, hey, man, do you know what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, I'm just in the same situation you are. But he's like, well, hold on a second, man. I saw you getting it, you know? Because it literally, it does. Your work shows itself. Mm-hmm. You know, to other people in whatever form it takes. Yeah. You know, because I have gotten that where I'm like, I'm going to act like a fucking peon here, you know? Because I don't want the responsibility. And I'll sit there and I'll go and I'll knock shit out. And these people come up and he's like, hey, do you know what we're doing next? Yeah. And I'm like, hold on, man. You're the pusher, dog. You're supposed to be telling me. You're supposed to be telling me what to do. You know? Yeah.
When I was a derrick man and we would get new guys and when they would graduate from after 90 days, they would get to take their green hard hat off or their orange hard hat and they would get a white hard hat or a blue hard hat, depending on whatever company I was working for. Yeah. Like, hey, can I have your green hard hat or your orange hard hat? And like, why? I was like, because I don't want nobody to ask me questions.
Yeah. That's funny.
No bullshit. I would take that fucking hard hat on, take my white one off, throw it in my locker, and wear that motherfucker around, and nobody would ask me shit.
I wish I would have got a chance to experience that. I never got a chance to experience.
You didn't work on the rigs? I mean,
well, even then, everywhere I went. You know,
didn't really miss a lot.
No, I mean, I never missed the.
You missed the layoffs and the
the come up, divorces. You know what I mean? I got a chance to miss the come up. Yeah, is what it was. Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm throwing in. It's like he knows what he's doing. Yeah. You know, hey man, what are we doing next? You in the fire. And I'm like, all right, well, I need 3 crews. I'm like, hold on a second, man. Yeah. we're all here. Does no one know what the fuck we're doing?
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I told you, I was like, when I came to the realization, no one knows what they're doing.
Nobody really does,
You know?
Yeah.
When I started at 14 years old, it was...
But that was instilled in you from your father as a
yes,
kid.
Yeah,
You know
it
what
was
I'm
shit and get to get go. So I was like, man... I see some of those people. I'm like, look at this motherfucker. He's getting paid. Maybe not as much as I am, but
you know, whatever. Yeah, and
but he's like, he gets to take it chill. You know, sometimes I look at him and I put him to fucking work because I get mad. I get jealous. Yeah, I'm like, fuck you. You're gonna work. I'm gonna make sure that you don't get a chance to fucking stop and do shit because I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
Oh,
I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you know. So I always got the mentality. I was like, nah. We're all getting paid the same to be here. You're working just as hard as I am.
Oh, yeah.
You want to hear something really funny is my friend, I never once in my whole life ever thought I would be in the oil field. I didn't want to be in the field.
Neither did I.
Neither did I. So in prison.
I didn't know anything else.
I'm in prison, right?
You see how he went from oil field to in prison?
In prison.
That's where it starts.
Because for me, that is where it started. And the reason why I bring this up right now is because I think, are you cousins with Anthony Rios? Or is
Man, no, but that is my brother from another mother. Shout out to Tiger. I call him Tiger.
Shout out,
because that guy,
he's going through some shit still. I know he had a bad car accident.
He did.
And I've had thoughts about bringing him on. But I know he's got a lot going on too.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he just moved to San Antonio.
Yeah.
So, but that guy right there, the reason we called him Tiger, he's ferocious, bro.
He's somebody that you want. He's somebody you want behind you for sure.
I seen him jump in like a buddy was getting jumped one time, like seriously injured, and we're like over here, and as we look over there, he's just laying people out, like 4 or 5 guys at a time. He's taking them on, and then when it got really bad, because we're trying to get there, you know what I mean, and he sacrificed his body because the other guy another buddy of ours was getting injured pretty bad. Like he laid on top of him, bro, and was taking the blows. Yeah, Anthony's that guy. Anthony's a brother. That's for sure.
He's very good people. So I meet him in prison. We're the only two guys.
Here we go.
We're the only two guys from San Angelo.
I just tell the story. He's like,
we're the only two guys from San Angelo.
Yeah.
I did not know that's where y'all met.
That's where we met. We were the only two guys from San Angelo in that whole unit. And so we got cool, you know, like hometown, you know, and we get talking. Goddamn, turns out we know a lot of fucking people. We'll have
all the same people.
A lot of mutual friends. Like, how have I never met you? You know what I mean?
Are y'all pocket brothers?
No, I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no.
We're just kidding. The eventually side.
So he was like, I made my parole, and he was like, so what you gonna do when you get out of here? Like, damn, I never really even thought about that.
Yeah.
He's like,
oh, he's the one that told you about the oil field.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't really know. I mean, I said I don't think I can go back to. I'm not going to hustle no more. I'm trying to make my life better. I want to make my life better.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get custody. I already had plans. I'm going to get custody of my daughter. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I said.
So you're either going to rap or you're going to go into the oil field.
I'm trying to figure it out.
That's everybody
that's coming out there. Or I'm going to be a tattoo artist. You know, something. You know.
Hey. That now is huge.
It's like huge.
Story of hustle and flow right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
well, Anthony's like, you can make it on the rig. And I'm like, bro, I don't know the first fucking thing about the oil field. I said, matter of fact, it kind of scares me.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what the hell any of that shit is. Yeah. And I was like, I feel like I got to be 6'5", 250.
Well, and I'm sure when you got in, the technology is not what it is now.
Oh,
like
no.
I was throwing chain,
bro. I was the chain hand.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, so me and him sit down one day, and he was like, I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you everything and this and that. Man, we drew it out. Yeah. We drew the rig out. And he's showing me like this is this and this is this and this is how this happens and then this is the process and this is the next one and you're tripping in, tripping out and this is.
Yeah, you're getting like jail knowledge.
I went to school, bro. I went to school. Jail knowledge, which most people that get jail knowledge is like selling drugs, right? Yeah. I was working on an oil rig.
That son of a bitch.
It's like the movie. that's like the movie Blow, where he's like, I went in with the bachelor's in weed and came out with the doctorate in cocaine. Like,
exactly right.
He schooled you like
that?
He
schooled me like that, bro. He schooled me. He schooled me. So when I get out, I even had some phone numbers.
Has he not met Anthony before?
I've never met Anthony.
No.
But get this. His best friend, which is this guy, Rhino, which I ended up working with. Okay. That was his driller.
Really?
This is Anthony's driller at the time. They were both at the before he got locked up, he was working for Lariat.
Yeah.
And Rhino was Anthony's driller.
Wow. Okay.
So when I'm about to get out, he was like, he gave me a number. Of course,
small world, man.
I was just gonna say that.
I write it down in the back of my
Small
Bible
town.
because that too.
That too.
So I write the number down in the back of my Bible. I get out. I start making phone calls. His number's not the same no more. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, all right, well, what's the next thing to do? I'm just going to go to that office every day and keep putting my name on that list until they call me, until they call me. And man, I think I told you that whole little situation that it didn't happen. They never called me. So I'm like, well, shit. Me and my brother go to Fast Eddie's, and I run into another friend of mine, Jeremy Johnson. Do you know Trip? Yeah. He passed away a few years ago.
Yep.
There's not a whole lot of black drillers in the oil field. At that time in life, he was drilling for Patterson when it was very racist. Very racist. Yeah. It was almost unheard of to have a black driller.
Yeah.
Dude walks in, and I'm like, yo, you look like a pimp. You know, because he did. He looked like a pimp. He walked in, and I was like,
"Is that oil field money, baby?"
I was like, "What's going on?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm drilling over here for Patterson." I was like, "Man, I've been trying to get on with them for the last 3 months." And he was like, "I'll get you on tomorrow." And he held his word. I was on that rig the next day.
Yeah.
And and that's it from there. You know, I mean, I just kind of stuck with it. Honestly, I was like, I'm just gonna do this long enough to make enough money. Yeah. I just want to pay these bills, get this truck, and then I'm gonna go. I want to do this other thing. You know,
like the drug dealer that goes.
Oh my god!
I know when to get out.
See, everybody gets to experience that. You know, it's like I'm gonna go make good money.
Yeah.
I was making good money to start off with, you know. So people are like, wait a minute, man, why are you struggling? All you got to do is work like a fucking dog for like 17 hours, you know, and then you can afford whatever you want.
Teach you how to be a rock star.
Yes.
How old were you when you were doing that? 14?
So 14 years old, man.
Yeah.
When I started off.
Gosh. I tell my kids all the time, I said, you know what, Mijo, if you don't want to go to college, whatever, I have 4, right? So I'm like, if you don't want to go to college or whatever, I prefer you to go to college, to go the college route. You know, I never got to experience. My sister did. My sister has her bachelor's and her master's. And so I'm like,
shout out.
My sister,
shout out right there.
So my sister's always been like, school kind of came easy to me. Mm-hmm. She had to work, bro, to get it. You know what I mean? And when she got her master's, she had already had my nephew, so that was tough too. You know what I mean? And then my mom passed, so I don't think she got to see her get the master's. So she was going through some things, but I always look at it, I'm like, man, there's certain things that are just destined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, I'm like, and I tell my kids this, I said, hey, if you choose not to go that route, I would rather you go that route, because let's be honest, when you see that piece of paper on the resume, you're more than likely you're going to get the job over the guy that doesn't have that piece of paper. You know what I mean? And I've seen that with my sister over and over. Unless you can go to oil field, then you don't need it.
Then you don't need it. Trust me.
But you know what I mean?
You don't fucking need it.
You don't. You know.
Yeah.
So, but I tell them all the time. I go, look, Milo, if y'all don't want to go to school, that's cool. But shout out to your pops, man, because of the trait or I tell them, if you don't want to go to school, that's fine. Get a trait, bro. Go to trade school. Go learn how to be an electrician, a plumber, a welder, something, bro. Something that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to go to school, that's cool, but you have to have some kind of trait.
Something
nowadays.
you can always fall back on.
You got to have something to fall back on, bro.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you look at it during COVID when everything crashes and everybody's trying to get back into whatever. I mean, it's tough, man, to kind of find your niche and find what you're good at, or find something that pays decent money if you don't have a trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My dad tried to push that on me, the trade.
Yeah.
But you couldn't tell me shit.
Yeah. Me neither. Same.
Such a dumbass.
I was too.
You know?
Why didn't I?
I should have did that. Like he was like, I will pay.
I think he should have yelled at, because my dad yelled at me a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. It's to the point where I was like, look, I'm just gonna fucking do it so you quit yelling at me.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know, so I'm like I said to now, you know.
I know you think your dad was, well, maybe he was hard on you.
Yeah, he was hard.
My dad was pretty hard on me too. My dad was pretty hard too. So like, I remember when I first went to go work for your dad, you were like, I don't know if you're gonna like working for him. You know,
he's hard.
Yeah.
Well, he was hard on us. He wasn't hard on the employees.
Yeah,
right.
But
like,
my dad was hard on me and my brother.
Yeah.
So it was like I was just rebellious.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't think I don't think there was no fixing me at that moment in time. I had to go through the fire. That was the problem, you know.
For some people, that's what it takes.
That's exactly what it takes. And that's what it is, man. Because at the end of the day, it's like, all right, I'm going to get shit done just quit bothering me.
Yeah.
Because I remember this one day, right? He's like, I was like, hey, this is me. I mean, Amy first started dating. Mm-hmm. Hey, me and Amy, we're going to go hang out, blah, blah, blah. He's like, and they were pouring the driveway at the house.
Yeah.
And my dad was all like, you were supposed to come help us at 5 o'clock when you got out of school. And you didn't. He's like, the only way you're fucking leaving to go on this date with this chick is that you got to finish banding the rebar that's in the fucking driveway. So he fucking told me that, bro. Damn. Just so I wouldn't fucking leave.
Yeah.
Well, if I didn't go out there, I knock that bitch out in an hour.
Yeah.
I come back inside. They weren't even done with dinner yet, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, there you go. I'm done. Can I go? Yeah. He's like, son, we've been out there all fucking day. There's no way you got that shit done. Hell. Like, I was like, you want to come look at it?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he went out, bro. He's like, well, if he would have just shut up at 5 fucking o'clock, we would have been done. Yeah, it wasn't good enough. That's the thing.
You ever seen The Ranch?
Yeah. What's up?
With Ashton Kutcher, The Ranch?
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
Like, the dad. Was it Sam Elliott?
Never going to be happy.
Never happy.
Never.
No. But that was my dad,
That's a good
though.
show, actually.
I love that show, man.
That was my dad, though. So I went out there and I bandaged every fucking rebar that's in that driveway. Because they just laid it.
But what's so cool is that your pops made you the man you are today.
He held 100%. Me accountable for the shit that man. I'm like, you didn't show up. You want to go on this fucking date? And at that time, I was like, bro, I was getting laid.
Yeah.
You know, we're fresh dating. Sorry, my man. I know it's your cousin. So I was like,
they're married now, so I can't say
we're
shit.
Married now. 20 years. 20 years. We got
20 years going strong, baby.
Yeah, it's going strong. So it was that, and I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, she's waiting on me. I need to get this done. I was like, you know what? Because I'm not about to argue.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, I'm not going to win this argument.
No, there's no way.
So I go out there, I bandaged that shit, and I was gone. I was like, peace, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I got my ass shit out. But it was that, bro. Like, I tell you, and I tell my kids that. I try to tell my kids because they grew up different than I did. Because I'm not hard on them like my dad was on me. But I'm like, what you need to do is you need to become undeniable. Yeah. Undeniable.
Yes.
Yep. I don't give a fuck. If somebody shows up and be like, no one's going to question whether you got shit done or got it done right. Mm-hmm. You need to be undeniable. So when, like my always reputation is like, it wasn't for my family. You know, whatever. Sure. However, it was my family. Yeah. When you associate me or my dad, or associate me, you're going to associate my dad.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, that's where it's coming from. No questions.
Yep.
I got no questions where you're coming from. Yeah. That's what I was saying when I was building that battery. That guy was like, man, do you really know what you're doing?
Yeah.
You know, so I go out there and I knock it out.
Know my pops is?
Yeah. I knock it out to that standard, bro.
Yeah.
I shit you not, 2 days in, I never got bothered by that guy ever again. Hey, I would show up in the morning. He's like, this is what I need to get done. This guy knows
what he's doing.
And I never saw him.
I'll give you some props. And this is a testament to both you and to your dad. Everybody that's ever worked for, mostly everybody. About 85% of everybody that's ever worked for him or his dad, all they had to say was, I worked for Harvey's Oilfield Service.
And then boom.
They're a fucking supervisor.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second, that guy almost killed all of us, and he's a supervisor?
No, that's no shit right there. Like, I got called one time from Renegade, man. Fucking I guess the supervisor from Renegade. He's like, hey, man, you got any guys you want to send my way? Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck is this? He's like, well, this is such and such. He goes, you said this guy's working for me. This guy's working for me. And he's like, you know, and it was quite a few people. He's like, do you have anybody else you wanted that's not cutting out? And I'm like, hold on, man, what the fuck? He's like, every guy that comes out that I have talked to has come from you and learned some shit. And now they're out here pushing the truck. Yeah. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? I wouldn't trust that guy with the fucking. I wouldn't trust him with the fucking with the crescent, you know. And he's like, bro, I don't know what it is, man. It's like. It is crazy because, you know, I got this before, you know, and this is from my boy. And he's like, man, we were out on location. The generator fucked up, you know, and everybody's like, all right, we're done. We're going back in, you know. And he's a hard worker. My boy's a fucking hard worker. You know, he'll listen to the story and he knows exactly who he is. Yeah. You know, and he's like, I'm out here to make money. Yeah. I'm not out here to fucking take off, you know, just because the fucking generator broke. Yep. So he goes searching through he's pulling shit out the fucking toolbox. Yeah. And he sees hand threaders. And he's like, boom, we ain't got to leave. We got threaders. Yep. You know, and they're like, oh, we don't know how to use those. He's like, fuck, I do. Pulls them motherfuckers out. He's like, no, we're going to pull 15 hours in this motherfucker today. You know?
Absolutely, man.
He's like, you measure, I'll cut and cut. Yep. I'll cut these fucking threads, and we'll get it done.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like, dude, nobody knew what the fuck they were doing. And it's crazy because at the longest time, I was like, nah, bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Like, I would hire these guys. I got 3 years experience Rust about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, doing what, nigga?
Yeah.
You show up and what the fuck have you done?
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, oh, this is where these guys are coming from, man. And so I went to go work for this other company. And I called everybody that I worked like fucking. I feel like I worked them like dogs. Maybe I shouldn't have, but they learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Deservedly so.
Yeah.
I called and I apologized, man. I was like, hey, such and such. You know,
What the fuck, really?
yeah. I called you too. And I was like, hey,
You
man,
get the phone call. You got to be
I got a text
co-host
message.
of the Would It
we'll do
podcast.
I got a text message.
I gotta take
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
Did it have the hearts on it?
no.
It was
It
one of
started
those-
off whoever it may concern. To whom it may concern. You know,
And Abraham was like the guy on what Adam Sandler movie is it where he's scratching people off that he was going to kill?
oh, fuck
Oh
yeah.
yeah, because he calls him up.
What movie is that?
He got the
God
text
damn
just
it.
in time.
Yeah, just in time.
That's funny.
Like, oh, okay, Oscar, I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I did. I
Take
did.
him off
I did.
this.
I took a fucking. I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna make a fucking phone call.
Yeah.
I'll make a few phone calls. And I called. The first one I called was Rhino. I was like, hey, I just want to call.
Yeah.
I apologize for this shit. You know.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm working for Elite, man. I'm at a Discovery, and I worked y'all way too fucking hard. I asked way too much from you guys.
Bro, we would be headlights from the roustabout truck.
Yeah.
We're going to get this job done.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning.
1
dog.
o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
Rust about it, dog.
Roustabout. We've been going since 6 a.m. that morning.
Yeah.
We're working off headlights. But that was a regular thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
you
a
know,
regular.
yeah.
Hey, that
'cause
was
I'm
a
like,
regular thing.
My
Yeah.
problem was, man, is that like we'd have a job lined up, right?
Sure.
And somebody would call me, hey, I need a crew. All right, I'll be there tomorrow, or I'll be there Thursday. Not knowing, I got a whole
Like,
like,
already got a line listed.
yeah,
I
like
mean,
let me
yeah.
ask you. This is kind of rare,
Sure.
right? How many companies do you go to a day?
with the Roustabout company?
Yeah,
Just one.
Yeah,
Like
see.
I got
we would knock out 3 in a day.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, hey,
You guys were turning and burning.
oh,
bro.
we were turning, and
Yeah.
like I don't know how I didn't run out of work.
We would go,
Yeah. How did my guys not quit me?
we would be on in a pole truck, roustabout truck, pulling the backhoe behind us everywhere we went.
Yeah.
It went with us. That was our,
yeah.
But that's how I grew up. Where it's like
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
we would knock out 3 to 4 companies a day.
yeah.
Wow.
Where I'm like, we got to go do a water leg, get that done. We got to go clean a water heater, get that done.
Yeah.
You know, that's for another company. Hey, we got to go lay a flow line, and then we're literally pulling up to another company at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You know, hey, we're fixing to lay out 3,000 foot of a flow line. And I shit you not, in a day, bro. In a day, this is I'm shit you not. What it's like, it's flow line. We're gonna lay a flow line today. I would knock out 130 joints a day.
Yep.
I know how difficult that is because that's what I'm doing right
now.
Is
Yeah.
flow line. And I've never had to do flow line before, so I'm still getting my feet wet.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? And that ain't no joke.
Hell
No,
no.
fuck no.
That is
Dude,
no joke,
I
bro.
remember I saw this picture of me, man, and I don't know who took the picture, but I'm walking across location with one joint of 2 3/8 in my hand, and I'm walking, dragging it behind me like it's nothing. Like I'm just like,
Just another fucking piece.
I'm just walking.
Just another fucking
Yeah.
thing. Just
Yeah.
carrying
Oh
something.
man.
And give me that, do that today? Fuck no.
Right,
bro.
Rhino took a picture of me, and I'm in your front yard. It's like payday, and I'm wearing my rig clothes, my rig FRs,
Yes.
right? But I'm completely fucking dirty,
Covered in
greasy,
goop, yeah.
covered in
Yeah.
shit. But that shit isn't from the rig.
Yeah.
Like, I never got that dirty on the
No,
rig.
no.
I got that
Absolutely
dirty
not.
working
Yeah.
out there, roustabouting.
Yeah.
Like, boy.
Yeah, dude, it was. And I think about it now, and I'm like, oh my god, what was wrong with me? What was wrong with my dad? You know, it's like
I will say this: like, there's a certain amount of motivation that goes into that. Like, I don't know how the hell y'all motivated me to do that craziness.
Yeah.
yeah,
But a lot of it was like the guys, like Rhino and Anthony. They were
was the atmosphere.
They
Yeah.
were already
That's
there.
what I was gonna say.
They were
It's-
getting it. I wasn't about to let them just fucking get it by
Yeah.
themselves. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, hell no. We're
Yeah.
getting this together.
Yeah.
You know. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was,
If you enjoy who you're working with, it just makes everything that much better and
for sure.
smoother, and you have each other's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if one's tired, hey, wait, I got you. Scoot over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the way it was.
it's true.
What do you
know?
mean your ribs broken?
Yeah. Walk it off. Walk it off right now.
When y'all called me with that shit, because my boy Rhino, he fell off a fucking pipe rack because they were moving rods, and he broke a rib.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I was. I was on vacation.
You were in New York. We were in Winters, Texas.
Mira no más.
I was like, "Is he all right?" He's like, "Yeah, he's fine." I was like, "All right."
He's breathing.
He's breathing.
Yeah.
He's good.
Breathing.
I look back at it
He's
now,
got.
and I'm like, "Man,
he's got
what
like
the
10 more ribs. He's fine.
Yeah,
he's fine.
Yeah.
He's one down. He's good.
He's good. He's
He's
all
one
right.
down. He's got more.
No, what's funny is that motherfucker had no quit in him.
No. Rhino, there is no.
He
quit,
had no
man.
quit in him. He was not ready to stop. He was like, did I just slip? I was like, no, you fell 6 foot. 'Cause we were standing on a pipe rack that's already 4 foot off the ground.
Yeah.
And then it had rods stacked up on it, probably another 4 foot.
Yeah.
And he probably fell 8 foot then, I guess. And he landed on a old pump.
Yeah.
And it just like right on his fucking side.
That's why it annoys me, man, when I hear shit about. Because I mean, I had my girlfriend's my daughter's boyfriend.
You hear that?
Was working out there.
I mean,
yeah,
Amy.
He was working out there with them, right? And he's like, man, he works good, you know. But he was just like, God, Rhino's too hard. I'm like, Rhino's just misunderstood. Y'all don't understand him, man.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, he's the most fucking awesomest person on this fucking planet.
Yeah.
And you do not understand him.
Yeah.
You know, all he asks is for you to put out. That's it. Show
it.
up, show out.
The crazy,
up and show out, bro.
here's the
That's
crazy thing. This Rhino used to be Anthony's driller.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, to go full circle,
Yeah.
you know, I go work on the rigs for all these years. I leave the rigs because I'm trying to get into the position that I am now, but it required me to drop back into roustabouting.
Yeah.
I pull up to his yard, and the first person I see in the morning is Rhino. Never met the guy before, right?
Yeah.
He completely ignores me. He doesn't know who I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
That's
you know,
yeah.
but
You
turned out
have
to
those guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
turned out to be the fucking greatest person
Coolest
that
guy.
Well,
I.
Yeah.
what'd you tell him? Right? I was like, so we're not.
I think at one point in time we were doing something crazy, and I was like, "Would you got more dick than you got brains, or what the fuck is going on out here?"
After that, it's like, all right, so I guess we're their friends now.
Yeah.
'Cause that's all it took.
Yeah, because we were gonna butt heads at some point out there, you know. I mean, but
It happens.
Dude,
Yeah.
Break the
one of
ice.
my best friends. you
Yeah.
know? I
Yeah.
can't deny that guy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good people right
Yeah.
there. And then it just so happened to be that was the guy that Anthony was trying to connect
That
me
is
with
so
to get me
crazy,
on the
man.
rig, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What a
It
crazy!"
all came back like full circle.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I know that fool when we were in diapers, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's my boy.
Y'all used to share diapers, right?
Yeah, he used to. What's that shit? He used to take his diapers off, with the balls and stuff like that. No, man, there's very few people out there, man, that you fuck with, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
That are rock solid.
Yes,
like,
and when
man,
you find them, man, God, you hold on to them like glue, bro.
Absolutely, man.
Yes.
Because there's so few of those than there are the fakes. You know
Yes.
what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying?
Yes.
So it's like,
There's so few and far between, man.
Yeah.
Like you'll get people, you're right, man, that'll fucking
Yeah.
lie to your face.
oh, 100%.
You know? And then as soon as you're like, hey, bro, no, we're good. And then they'll be the first one to throw you under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why I do kind of miss, I do miss camaraderie.
Yeah.
I do hear a lot from, in the grapevine because I'm not a part of that shit anymore. I'm a
Yeah.
contract pumper, so I
Yeah.
spend a lot of days by myself.
Yeah.
But you talk to these guys, man, and it's just, it's not like it was, man. Everybody's fending for themselves.
Yep.
You know, no one's trying to fucking the betterment for everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Like I always used to instill, I'm like, look, man, it doesn't take but 5 minutes to
Yeah.
make this guy's next 12 hours.
So much easier.
So much
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not going to take long. You can't just say, man, fuck this other guy.
Yeah.
I don't know him. Well, you know what, man? You could get to know him.
Yeah.
He could be and I say this a lot. This guy that you're fucking over could someday be wearing the pants of the ass you have to kiss to get a job.
Yes.
You have to think about that.
Yes.
You have to think about that. Like,
that whole circle that we were just talking about.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
like the
it's-
old field is a big old circle of
it is,
life
man.
that I'm like,
it is. It really is.
it's its own organism,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. That even in the, I think it was like, I think it was like a 3-year layoff from COVID, from the oil field, right?
Uh-huh.
It was a 3-year layoff. And those 3 years, so much changed when I came back to the same company. And so much changed in those 3 years that I was like, and then it's just, I don't know. And I know everybody, all the old heads, they want to bash this new generation, but it is different.
It is different.
You know what I mean? I don't know if like a lot of them didn't have their pops to teach them a certain way, or you know what I mean.
See,
like,
I would put
some of it was just
Some people got it from
taking
their
the
pops.
initiative. I don't know.
Yeah, some people got it from their pops, man. What I feel that this new generation, especially the one coming into this workforce, I think COVID really fucked them up, man.
Yeah.
Because it did instill a different mentality. A lot of the people that didn't go back to work during COVID weren't there to teach this younger generation.
Yeah.
You know, so this younger generation, and I hate to say this because, you know, I'm kind of on the outside of the window looking in. You know, I'm just walking down the fucking street looking in this window. But a lot of these guys, they never got the proper training.
Yeah.
They never got somebody to pass down this knowledge.
Yeah.
They got to these very good paying jobs.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like they feel like they're entitled to some of this shit because, hey, I've been here 6 months, you know? And it does suck because I'm sitting there on these fucking pulling units, right?
Nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sitting on these pulling units and there's no young cats, man. There's no young cats trying to come up on these pulling units. Yeah. They're all old people.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, oh, homeboy's 60 years old, man. You're pushing 50, 60 years old, you know, still working on this pulling unit. Yeah. And there ain't no young cats coming in.
Yeah.
There's no one's teaching these younger generations. No. And I've said this before, man, because everyone's, how can I put this? The older generation, like, hey, man, COVID reset their entire way they live. Hey, I don't need all this. I don't need to earn this type of money to continue doing what I was doing because COVID showed me that I don't have to work like I was working.
Yeah.
I found, because I mean, COVID for me anyways, it showed me that I don't need all the extra shit. I don't need all that. I don't need the fucking RV. I don't need a brand new truck. Man. Like, it's crazy, right? Because I'm sitting there at 42 years old.
I think that we took for granted 100%.
Yeah. You know, we didn't... At the time, I was like, I want a brand new truck every year. I wanted this. I want all the fucking bells and whistles. At 42 years old, I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm looking for a 2015 truck that's already got all the fucking shit that's wrong with it fixed. Yeah. Everything that needed to be wrong with it. Because you're not going to catch me paying $900, $1,000 a month for a fucking pickup. I'm not going to. You know,
that's on the lower end right now.
Yeah, that's on the lower end, man.
Yeah.
You know, so that mentality says something different. For me, anyways. And I fucking lost my train of thought because I was like, I turned around, saw that Michelob.
No, my bad.
I'm like, damn, that looks good.
We were talking about the younger generation.
No, I'm good. Yeah, but just
the oil field. But you're right. Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I just feel like some of these older cats, because now they're having to preserve their jobs. Yeah. You know, so they're like, I'm not going to teach this younger cat how to do my job. You know, so they didn't save for retirement. Yeah. They didn't do all that, which, hey, granted, I mean, I'll say I didn't either. Sure. You know, so, but I'm 42. Yeah. And, you know, I'm sitting there having that, because the other day I had a pump truck driver show up, you know, and I'm sitting there talking to him through the window. He looks old, you know, but I'm like, you know, maybe he's in his 50s, stuff like that, right? Yeah. He gets out, bro. He had to be pushing 70. Yeah. Easy. And I'm sitting there looking at this cat, and I'm like, damn it, I need to get my retirement together, because if not, that's going to be me. You're 100%
correct, bro, because I saw that going back after COVID. There's guys in their 70s out there that shouldn't be out there, that I know don't want to be out there, but
they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. They lost a lot through COVID, and they didn't put aside like they should have. You know what I mean? Like, and it's
scary, dog.
It's scary. It's very scary.
Because I'm like, he's got to show up every day. Yeah. Like, let's just say, I don't know his situation. Sure. You know, he had, in my opinion, I'm like, I know around the bouts of what you're making. You know, you can't retire tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. You know, so you're having to come out because you got bills that you have to take care of. Yep. You know, the only thing I got going for me is that I hope one day, because I bought my house when I'm in 2010. You know, I built a lot of equity in this house. Yeah. There's a fuckload of equity in this house. Yeah. So the only thing I got going for me as of right now, you know, and of course I got plans to do something for my 40s, and I'm like, I have to really push this. Yeah. That I have enough equity built in my house so we could sell it and buy something cash. you know, but it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know, I'm still have to get up ass crack of dawn and go, you know, sorry, let's just say I can't go fucking rust about it. I can't go.
Yeah.
Luckily I'm pumping. So
let's take this to like, I want to take this to like another little level, like just break it down. So let's just say like in a perfect world, everything's, you don't have no debts. Your vehicle is good. You decide, okay, I want to retire. You're going to have bills that you just can't deny. You're going to have those bills.
Yeah.
Your electricity, your water,
your taxes,
maybe your gas or a phone bill. I mean, that's just right off the top.
Yeah.
That's at least $1,000, all of those.
Oh, I think it's more than that.
Maybe even more.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
as things, as
things have gone
as
up.
things have gone up. Yeah. Insurance. You know, can't forget insurance. You got to have, you know, house insurance.
My taxes alone are $600 a month.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, $600 a month. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, what?
I was like, where are you living?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but see, once you pay your house off, though, you don't get the option of paying it monthly. You have to pay it all
at once,
at one thing up front. So you have to have that money ready to go.
Yeah,
which is what I have to do every fucking. Let's not get into that.
Yeah, it's upsetting. Yeah,
it's very upsetting.
I get it.
but as you get older, like you just don't have a choice. Like this is your minimum. You have to be this. Social Security ain't gonna even cover that shit.
No,
you know what I mean.
Man.
So you've got to.
Yeah.
So as this, you know, as it sits right now, I don't know what they're getting paid now in Social Security, right? I know what they're paying my mom. You know, because that's what she's collecting Social Security now. You know, what she makes a month on Social Security, that doesn't cover shit.
No.
Like it doesn't cover all my bills.
Not to mention food. I didn't even mention food.
That's
I like to eat shit.
Yeah. Me too.
So I mean, as it stands right now, you know, we're talking anywhere $2,500 to $30,000 a month. What is that a year?
Oh man.
Yeah, 50.
So you're
36 a year at least if it's 3,000.
Yeah, because that's 10 months, right? Yeah, 10 months, 36,000 a year.
No, 12.
12.
Months.
Yeah,
12
12. Yeah, 12, 36.
So I mean, that's a fucking job, dude. That's a job.
Yeah.
That's an 8-hour a day job that I can't expect somebody to be like, hey, we need you to show up and fucking put out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no shit.
I'm not gonna sit behind
At
the
86
computer.
years old?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Dude,
Hell no.
I'll be lucky to even make it to fucking
to 86.
to 86. I'm hoping I make it to fucking 65.
How much H2S did you breathe? Oh yeah. No.
Oh yeah, dude, that's enough.
Can you imagine? That's what we were talking about the other day.
Oh shit.
So
No one knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
the causes.
So the place that I worked at, we treated water, right? So we take all that nasty, dirty, like rig water that comes from the rigs that looks like oil, right?
Is the flowback coming from the fracking?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So we take all that in, and we have these huge tanks that we call ASTs, right? It sits in there and it settles for a little bit. Anyways, it goes through a process, right? So it goes from there, and then we have these injection ports where we treat it with chemicals, anything from like peroxide to ferric to poly. There's all different kinds, different location, different stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you inject the chemicals into the water, and then it goes through one of our tanks, which I call it like a washing machine. Like it kind of beats it up, stirs everything up, right?
It's got agitators in it.
And then yeah,
It's like a centrifuge.
it's got the
No. It's like a big.
It's a DAF system at the back, so it's a DAF pump.
Oh,
and
okay.
so it blows air bubbles into it.
DAF pump?
And so yeah,
Sorry. That was sorry. I'm stupid.
Great 90s. Yeah.
Hi, stupid. My bad. Sorry, go ahead.
So it brings all your crap to the top, right? And then the good water flows to the bottom, and then it goes into the last one where it settles, and then from there it goes into a pond, right? You call it a pond, a pit, whatever you want. They're usually about anywhere from, they can be from like 17 feet to 22 feet deep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then like 100 yards this way and 100 yards this way.
They're big.
So they're massive.
Yeah.
Right? They're massive. And so then that good water settles in there, and then we send that and we resell it.
They use it
to
again.
the rigs, right? Because it's cheaper than
Getting fresh
water. Yeah.
And it's actually better to do it like that than going pulling fresh water from the ground and wasting
100%. Yeah, 100%.
It's way better to do it that way.
What I was getting at, what you brought up a good point is, me and the guys were sitting there thinking, because, and these young kids will never know because we have blades now on top of the machines that we call skimmers, and it skims the crap off the top and throws it into a slop pump that throws it into another tank, right? Because you got to keep that off of your good water, right? Mm-hmm. Back then, we were the skimmers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You had a rake or you had a squeegee or whatever, and you're skimming that all day, bro, all day.
Just black,
but you're
shit.
breathing in all the chemicals that are being mixed in that water and the crap that it's producing. So I'm like, what if 20 years from now,
what's that gonna do? Yeah,
you've been breathing this stuff in for however many years you've been there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. It's crazy, bro. But you're right. I think you brought it up. I'm like,
yeah.
I used to climb into oil tanks and clean
and
the
squeegee that
and
shit
squeegee
out.
the shit out without a Tyvek suit on.
Same here.
Yeah. Just breathing regular air. Just one guy here, making sure I didn't pass out, and another guy on the other side. Actually,
we did it all the time. You're not supposed to.
The other guy on the other side,
lookout guy up top.
Yeah.
He's
No. The other guy on the other side was an old company man, and he was like,
I got something that'll clean that.
He's
tank.
like, I got something that'll break that up a little bit, and it was
drip.
It was drip
Condensate.
Oh my God.
and he would pour it in there, dude. This one specific time when I got out of that tank, I was seeing like bubbles pop.
100%.
It was my brain cells
Yeah.
fucking popping, bro. I was like, Jesus Christ.
What are you doing?
So fast forward 15 years later, the company that I was working for, they were like, hey man, we need you to go over here to this other town. We just bought this lease. We're cleaning out some of the old tanks. I was like, I'm not climbing into the tank. They're like, what?
You already knew better.
They're like, what? You're not going to climb into the tank? I was like, no.
Yeah.
I said, I will be there for the job to make sure everything happens the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm not climbing into the tank.
No way in hell.
I was like, if these other guys want to climb into the tank and you're going to pay them some crazy bonus, go right ahead. I won't be in the tank. And he was like, you know what, Abraham? I wouldn't climb into that tank either. Like, sure.
Yeah.
You have to know when to say no.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I learned that the hard way. I need a shot for this one. For this story.
Have at it.
So that
I think there's a shot glass there somewhere if you want to measure it. Nah, fuck measuring it.
I was like, what's the
I used to bartend.
This is the What to Do podcast, baby.
Yeah.
We're about to go into
What did you say?
it's a story back in the day. We're going to throw some little.
Three fingers or four.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you used to be a bartender, right?
Yeah, Swaguito.
Dude, that's a whole new story.
Swaguito, yeah.
After this
Shout out
story.
to Simon and Gloria. I love them to death. So I was telling you about that pond, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like I say, it's probably, I want to say it's probably about 100, at least 100 feet, width, and then this way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it can be anywhere from 18 to 22 feet. This is where I learned to say no.
Yeah.
I don't ever say no because I just don't have it in me to be like, nah, if you need it done, I'm going to do it.
It takes, you're like fighting yourself, right?
Yeah.
In a way.
I don't want to seem like a bitch.
There you go.
It's hard to do. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So I'm on my way I go to New Mexico, right? I get put with this new crew. This is 2019. I'll never forget. January 2019. Right before COVID. No, January of 2020, I'm sorry. This is right before COVID hits. So I'm on my way to New Mexico, out there with the new crew. I work a couple nights. They call me. They're like, hey, man, we're going to need you to go from this location to this other location tonight. You're going to go over here. And I'm like, why, man? I just got out here. I'm here. I like these guys, whatever. You don't ever want to change, right? All right, cool, whatever. I'll go. So I'm on the way over there, and I'm talking to a good friend of mine on the phone, man. And he was like, it was my ex's dad. He was kind of like a father-in-law to me, even though we weren't together anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's always been there for me.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we're talking on the phone, and he was like, "Mijo, I just don't have a good feeling about this, man." Because they told me, they're like, when you get out there, you're gonna be by yourself all night.
Mm-hmm.
One-man crew.
Yep.
Right? And so it's like, that's frowned upon in what we do, especially in the water treatment side, because of the water where you're around and all that stuff. If something happens, you're by yourself. That's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't have a good feeling, Mijo. I think you should just probably tell them no or go fuck themselves, And I'm like, nah, I mean, I can't, bro. I gotta work, So me being bullheaded, I go out there or whatever, get out there and meet the kid. And he's telling me what to do. Oh, man, I'm going to stay with you till midnight. I'm going to show you what to do, blah, blah, blah. He's telling me all this stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. He's telling me the rundown. Well, that pit, imagine it like it's this coaster, right? Same exact everything.
Uh-huh.
Back then, they used to want you to go take what they call a corner, four pits of the corner. Grab a sample from 4 corners of the pit.
Okay.
And they give you like a sample jar like this with the little palito to it that's like taped,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a little satchel that you put on. And so if you can imagine, it goes like this.
It's plastic line too, right?
Yeah, it's the lay flat. So you're going the liner that you go down. It's slippery for one. You know what I mean? And this particular pit was in Mentone, Texas. Pretty sure you know
The oil field graveyard.
Ugh.
That's what that
almost
is.
became my graveyard.
Oh no.
So this particular pit is contaminated with oil, bro. Like, I mean, it reeks. The city wants to shut it down. They want to get this out of here. It's that bad, bro.
Wow.
Like the day before, the guy was telling me that like they had a vac truck go in there and suck out all the oil that they could, and there was like animal bones in there,
Damn
all
it.
kinds of crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you could smell it as you pulled up. So our job was we're parked up on top, right, of this pit, and we're just pumping peroxide into it all night long. And if you run out of peroxide, you go get another tote and you replace it, which again is a no-no if you're a one-man crew, because you got to have somebody to operate the forklift and the other guy to give you the signals and put the tote on correctly. No, you're doing it all on your own, bro. So I didn't think about this until the kid, we're doing the whole deal, the walk around, and he's like, yeah, man, at midnight, you're going to come to this pit. You're going to get a sample from each corner. And I'm looking at him like, you have a life jacket out here, or you got like a harness or something?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, no, dog, you just walk down each corner and try not to get any oil, though. Try to get the water. So try not to get the contaminated.
Try to get water.
You just try to get water, not
But
the
still,
oil,
you gotta
right?
walk down
You
to
gotta
that
walk
motherfucker.
down there, bro.
And it's like what, sand and
So
No,
it's
it's a lay flat,
It's just
bro.
lay flat.
It's just lay flat?
Just strictly lay
It's
flat.
just
Like
plastic.
I'll
It
have
must have been slip inside if it gets wet.
I'm gonna show you
damn.
all the pictures after,
okay.
So I'm walking down, right? And at this time, like, I was going through some things in my life, you know what I'm saying? And I had lost, like, my grandmother and just, there was all this stuff going on, right? And so I had made it every day, which I still do to this day, but I made it a deal where, I was like, man, I need to become a better person, better make my relationship with God stronger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out there and I'm praying as I'm, like, getting my stuff, talking to God, thanking him for another day of life. And, and I get all 3, right? And I go to the 4th corner, which is crazy. So it started like 1, 2, 3, 4. And my truck's parked over here. So I get to the 4th corner and I'm walking down and it's cold as shit, bro. It's like 20 degrees. So
shit.
you know how it is.
Yeah.
FR'd out. I mean, hoodie. Probably like 20 extra pounds on me.
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Of gear.
So the FRs aren't yeah.
Yeah. Rubber boots.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm going down to get that final deal, I kind of lean over because I'm trying not to get oil. So I lean over and I slip.
Fuck.
There's an oil patch, bro. It was like water and oil mixed together. Whew. That was it. It's like a slip and slide.
Yeah.
You're gone. Like, at the carnival when they push you, there's no coming back, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember just like having the presence of mind to like throw everything. I have that like the
Get out of the
everything. I'm
FRs.
just throwing like the satchel and the samples that I have. I'm like throwing everything as I'm going down this liner, right? I hit the water and I'm like, I remember seeing like a poly line.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I'm going to swim to that poly line, right? And I'm going to pull myself out.
Oh shit! This time you're in the fucking pit.
I'm in the pit, bro. I'm in the pit. It's a 22-foot pit.
Yeah.
I think it had 21 feet, 20 feet. I mean, it was full. So I fall in. I swim to the poly line, and I grab a hold of it. And I'm thinking, in my head, I'm just going to grab this thing and pull myself out.
Oh no.
Yeah, it didn't work like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I go to get what I couldn't get, bro, was my footing because the water's contaminated with oil.
Oh yeah.
So it's slick, and I got rubber boots. And there's usually usually the pits have they're numbered like 22, 20, whatever, right? But then they have steps that you can kind of hold on to, you know. And even those steps are still hard because you can't grab them with your hands. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But it's a little something.
Yeah, just a little mold on the side of it. Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is. So once I couldn't get my footing and I slipped and fell, then I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to try again.
Oh, fuck.
Twice, fall. 3 times, fall. 4th time, bro, fall. Fell back even further, and I was like, oh, this is real.
Shit.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this shit just got real. So I'm like, man. I start screaming. What do you naturally do?
Yeah.
Panic.
Yeah.
You naturally panic, right? So I start to panic, and I'm yelling for help, bro, at the top of my lungs, because this is when fear sets in, and I'm thinking, this is it.
This is it, yeah.
This is it. You know what I mean?
I've been there.
Everybody has always said, like, the worst way ever to die is like drowning or burning to death. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, this is going to be ugly. All this shit's going on in the back of my head, right? And so I'm thinking, man, this is it. So I remember my pops always told me growing up, like, if you're ever in a bad situation, whatever you do, mijo, don't panic. That's the worst thing. Because if you panic, you let fear sit in.
Yes.
And then it overtakes your body, and you forget how to function your brain.
You even freeze up.
You go into shock. You freeze up.
Yeah, you don't get into the fight or flight moment.
100%, bro. Mm-hmm. So when I found myself panicking, and I was like, man, dumbass, there's nobody out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to pull yourself out of here. Yeah. You know?
Yes.
So I end up
It's only you.
It's only me. So I'm thinking, like, there's several options, right? I'm looking around. Oscar, I see, like, this, they got that balloon in the water. And I'm like, maybe I can hold on to that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
For 7 hours, bro.
Yeah.
Until somebody finds me.
shit,
And even at that, we're sharing a company truck.
Like,
So
I gotta go pick him
I
up.
gotta go pick these guys up from the man camp.
Oh,
By the
shit.
time they figure out that I'm late,
You're
you
dead.
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm trying to think of all these. I'm just trying to think of, like, every scenario in my head, bro. And I'm just sinking further and further because now my boots are wet. They're soaked. You know what I'm saying? And I just, like, the water is literally, like, up to my chin. And I'll never forget, like, I could just hear my dad talking to me, bro. Like, and you know when they say, like, oh, you know, life flashes before you and da-da-da-da. Maybe for some people, the only thing that I can say is I do remember seeing my kids, their 4 faces.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, like, and at the time,
Oh, fuck.
I don't really
I've been
tell
there.
I don't really tell anybody this, but at the time, because my dad was such a great man, but he got in a little bit of trouble, you know, after my mom passed. He was locked up, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I pass, he's gonna lose it. You know what I mean? Because my mom's already gone. My kids will. So those are my 4 kids and my pops were the people that are in my head that I'm thinking about. And I just remember him telling me, like, don't ever panic. Whatever you do in life, don't ever panic. If you're fixing to get into an accident, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you hit a patch of ice or whatever, don't panic. You know, try to gather your senses.
Take a deep
You know what
breath.
I'm saying? Yeah.
Deep
If you're
breath.
drowning, whatever, try to get your stuff together. Bro, because he was my coach in everything, baseball, football, basketball. You know what I'm saying? He's like, bottom of the 9th, bases loaded, you're on the mound.
Yeah.
Full count. Don't panic.
Calm down, Abraham.
panic.
It's not
You
the
know what I'm saying?
Stros, bro.
I love it. Baseball talk.
You know, but it's true. It's like, don't panic. And so it applies to everything. Sports,
Absolutely.
life, like 100%, bro. And so, and it's so crazy because I tell my kids that all the time. Like, I hope I have the same influence that he had on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same way your dad had on you. Like, and so I'm thinking in my head, I go, man, don't panic. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking to myself, I got to get out of here. One way or another, I got to figure a way out of here. So I'm holding on to that poly line, man. And at that point, I finally come to terms, like, I'm not going to get out of here on my own. There's just no way. I'm tired, bro. I mean, it took 4 tries to get out. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know how much I have left in me. And so by this time, I just cry out to God. You know what I mean? You know, I'm crying. I cry out to God, and I go, hey, man, I can't do this without you. You know what I mean? And I don't want to die like this. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I got 4 beautiful boys that I want to go home to, that I want to see graduate, go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can't be how it ends for me.
Oh, but what's crazy though, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know
what story you're talking about too.
So I'm like, and so I cry out to him and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm already trying to repair our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, so do me a solid if you help me get out of this. I promise you that I'll be a better man, a better father, a better everything you need me to be. Son, whatever, man. Like, just don't let me die like this. I remember saying that prayer and looking up at him and I go, here we go. You know what I mean? I don't know. And it took like, and I don't know if it's like, you know how they say in the Bible, like, you know, 7 is like a number of God, and, you know, for many different reasons. But it was 3 more tries, bro. Maybe that's all I had in me.
Yeah.
But so the original 4, and then those last 3. And, you know, so crazy is like, you know, and I always use sports analogy because that's how I was raised, is like, I would get to a certain spot on that lay flat where the oil patch was, where I originally fell. So I'd get to that. I was finally making progress, right? Because what I had to do is I had to grab that poly line and grab it like a caterpillar and just kung fu grip that thing.
Oh yeah.
And I had to wrap my feet around it too and kind of
Pull yourself
like an
up.
inchworm.
What's crazy though, and I'm sorry to interrupt your story, but when you get to that point, like, fear subsides.
100%.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
It's the weirdest thing.
Fear goes away, and you're like, you already
Survival mode.
Because like you said, it's fight or flight. Like,
yeah, it's fight or flight. But I would say the fear. I would say death is imminent. You already know that you're going to go. You're already in your head. It's like this weird moment of clarity you get. That I know I'm dead.
If you're a fighter, you're just gonna give in, or you're gonna fucking fight.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's
100%.
it. That's
100%.
You know, because I've been in the fight or flight mode. This feels different. It does. Honestly, I don't know how to explain it. It feels different because you're not going into the, if I don't make this, I'm going to die.
No,
you're just you come into to this realization that
I'm not gonna die.
I'm not gonna die.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna
die.
let it happen, bro.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I didn't give death the option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
where it's just like,
you have to change your mentality.
You have to, man.
where you come to the
I learned
you come to
that.
the realization it's like, okay, this is what it's gonna take. You're not gonna stop. Yes, it hurts, but it's like you become clear.
Yeah.
So clear head.
Superhuman almost.
Yes,
Superhuman.
Where it's just like,
right?
Perfect.
dude.
Yeah.
If I can
The
say,
adrenaline.
you hear,
It's the adrenaline.
Yeah.
you hear crickets, you hear the birds, you hear all your surroundings.
Everything.
And God, I wish there was some way if you could take a pill and get that, because goddamn, you'd be unstoppable.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Where I'm just like, whatever this is, whatever
I've been
your
there.
body took it to.
I think most people have been there. TJ, I mean, like, not to take away from what you were saying, but I remember that because I remember you had posted something about that, and I think I reached out. I think I reached out to you about it.
My sister posted, and then I did a couple days later. You did, bro.
I did, right?
Yeah, you absolutely did.
Because I think I
Of
remember
course,
that
yeah.
because I was like, dude, holy shit, you almost died, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I finally, I was telling you, I'd get to that certain spot where I fell, and these are the last 3 tries. Granted, this is, you know, I'm almost at the top, bro, because it's right there at the top. It's right there, and it's like I'd get there and I'd slip and I'd go all the way back down where I started.
Yeah, you can't hold on Holly Pipe because it's wet now.
And that's what I tell people all the time. It's like you being in the pool and me getting like a piece of PVC pipe and putting a bunch of lube on it and going, hey, pull yourself out.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so finally on the 3rd try, I just remember going on the 3rd one, I'm like, this is it, bro. Like I don't know how much gas. I'm gassed, bro.
Oh, I'm
gassed. Yeah. And I'm crying the whole time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I go, and I remember, man, like my coaches in football, and you know, hey man, when you get hit, drive your feet. Yes, you know what I mean? And I just remember that, like, and so when I got to that spot, I'm like, I just kept driving my feet, and I remember yelling, like Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, fuck.
Who you made it?
I'm like,
holy shit,
a fish out of water.
I feel like
I fell over, bro. I fell over, and I start bawling, bro. Like when I tell you that I cried like a baby because I've been in situations, and, you know, me and Anthony hanging out and stuff. Like I've had a gun pulled on me, a knife, whatever. Those things never really scared me. Like this, bro. Like this. To actually go, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, bro.
Yeah.
Like that experience, I would never want to go through again. Like, and when I got out of there, bro, when I tell you that I cried like a baby, and it took me a while to come to the realization that I made it. And then my truck's still like 150 yards away. Yeah. So I got to get to my truck. I call my boss and I tell him, hey, man. And he's real nonchalant. Like, okay. Like, I don't think you just realized what happened, bro. I almost lost my life. I need you to get somebody out here right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't set in.
It didn't set in. And he's like, I don't think, it never set in. So I call again my buddy who like is like, I told him, I call my ex-father-in-law or whatever. I call him, bro. I call him and my sister doesn't answer. She's asleep because this is after midnight, at this point. Because you're supposed to check at midnight, the Four Corners. So I call my father-in-law, ex-father-in-law or whatever. And he's like, bro, we're crying. We're both crying on the phone. And he's like, I told you, man, I had a bad feeling or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but you know what? I made it, man. I made it. I'm here. So he's keeping my mind off of things. And then after a while, he goes, hey, we've been on the phone for like 45 minutes, bro. Nobody's out there. You don't have it's freezing, bro.
It was a relief,
no, my boss didn't call the ambulance.
Oh, shit.
So I hang up with him. I call my boss back. Long story short, he can't find, you're in Mentone, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing out there.
Nowhere.
I think the closest ambulance that came was like from Kermit. No, it was Kermit.
Kermit?
Yeah, Kermit was like right around the corner, I think. So
Kermit's
Kermit came,
close.
Oh, yeah.
They had just built a facility out there or something. So anyways, they show up.
Not like Kermit's great either, though.
Yeah.
Anybody that's listening, shit.
Sorry about their Kermit.
They probably show up with their own tools and shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's Kermit for you. Show up with their own pipe wrenches and shit.
Yeah.
So I just remember they show up. The sheriff is pissed because I'm out there by myself, and I'm like, bro, take that up with my company. He was like, who in their right mind would have you out here? So you want to go to the emergency room? Yes.
Absolutely,
I was just in a pit full of like chemicals and
you don't even
stuff. I don't even know what was in there, right? So I'm like, did you swallow any? I don't know. I was fighting for my life. I don't remember. I don't think so. I hope not.
Yeah.
So anyways, I do remember, like, long story short, I do remember being in the ambulance, and there's this, like, big studly of a guy, like, nurse, right? And he's, like, typing everything in. I'm sitting on the bed, and I'm just, like, I'm just bawling, bro. Because it hits me again. I'm like,
yeah.
I've never been in a situation where I can say, like the gun and knife thing, yeah, that's cool. But this right here was, like,
This is your willpower.
Definition of like you actually experienced. I almost died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You experienced it. Yeah.
So I'm bawling and I'm like, and I'm thanking God for sparing my life first and foremost. And there's like the male nurse goes, let it out, big dog. Just let it out. Yeah. I am,
dude. That's one thing I would love to have in here as a guy who's a paramedic.
Oh yeah,
because they're downstairs from us, actually.
Yeah,
it hit them up. I'm like, dude, you got to tell me some stories.
Oh man, I bet you those guys. Oh, for sure,
they lived through it, man.
Yeah, they see all kinds of stuff.
Because for him to say he's like, let it out, big dog.
Yeah,
I was like,
bro,
it's not the first time you've seen this shit.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So he knew. He was like, man. So then there's like a knock, and then he goes, yeah. So the nurse goes over there. He comes back. He goes, hey, he's in here, and he goes. And it was the sheriff. He goes, hey, the sheriff wants to talk to you. And I'm like, I'm trying to wipe my tears off or whatever. And the sheriff comes over there and he goes like that, right? He's like, hey, don't even worry about that. He goes, I just wanted to come in here and I wanted to shake your hand. And I'm like, well, you want to shake my hand? He's like, I was just up there and I took pictures of everything up there. And I saw where you fell. I saw the mess you made. That polyline that you say you pulled yourself out of, I call bullshit on that. And I'm like, no, man, that's the only thing. How else was I going to get out? And he was like, I just want to come in here and shake your hand. I want to tell you that you obviously have guardian angels looking over you. You know what I mean? For you to make it out. He's like, I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen a lot of different cases. I've seen a lot of, you should not have made it out of there alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you that. And
on top of that, it's like, there's no way you should have been able to climb that polyline.
There's no way.
I can tell you that right now. It's sitting right here.
Yeah, there's no way on
no
there.
way you should have been able to grab that.
Poly, just like regular poly,
Yeah, it's just the black.
Slick. It's fucking slick already. And then you throw oil on it.
Yeah, all that other stuff. So I'm like, so I go, you know what? But and I always give credit where credit is due. I was like, oh yeah, man, it definitely wasn't me. It was the man upstairs.
Yeah.
Because trust me, man, when I cried out to him and we had to come to Jesus meeting, me and him.
Yeah.
Hey God,
that was a real deal.
You know, that's a real deal. And so like anytime like life throws me stuff, like, you know, we had conversed about me coming over here, right? And then I was like, man, I'm kind of going through some stuff right now, and it took me a little bit to get over it. And I was kind of getting discouraged, and I was like, man, I'm going through some hard times right now. But anytime I go through something tough like that, I always go, you know what, God, you gave me a second chance at this thing called life.
Yeah.
You gave me a second chance for a reason. So I know I'm put on this earth for a reason. Like,
yeah,
if that was my time to go, that was my time to go. But obviously it wasn't. So if this job lets me go and I'm looking for another one and I'm struggling or something's thrown at me or a vehicle or what are the kids or you know what, man? I already know that I'm put here for a reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that experience alone can never, like, I don't know how to explain, like, it just, nothing can ever top that.
Yes.
Nothing will ever, I can always go, you know what, man? I know God has my back. Because even sometimes we question him, right? We're like, hey, man, what's going on?
It's human nature.
It's human nature to go, hey, man, can you throw me a bone here? Like, you know,
I was like, I did. I pulled you out of that pit, remember?
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So I always go back to that and I go, you know what? I'm grateful because I wouldn't even be here. Yeah. So if you pulled me out of here, it was destined for me to get. Yeah, like I was telling you.
That's the way I see it.
It was destined for me to get my twins, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
and then like shortly after that, I told you I got my twins, and then boom, lose my job. And then I'm like,
TJ,
hey, how am I going to provide for
there's
these
a plan
guys?
for you.
Yeah.
There's a plan.
Well, I mean, obviously, because it's clear as day. I was like, dude, you're complaining about the little things, man. I got you out of a pit.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
exactly.
I was like, yeah, it seems.
Don't worry about money. Don't worry about.
It's just easy. I'm, you know, that's the way I see it because I feel like that's the way it always seems to work, especially like COVID and all this other shit that happened. It's like, dude, I'm paving you a way so you can be with your kids.
Yep.
So you can be. You know, I'm eliminating the shit that's in the way.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like, the fucking world sucks. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it's like, dude, you're still alive. You're still walking. You know,
100%, bro.
You know, you could still, you know, I'm trying to set this place up for you where you can spend as much time with your kids.
And you know what's crazy is like, what a fucked up way to go if you were gonna go like in a goddamn frat pit.
Well, here's the sad part, dude. Is it there are people that go that way?
Yeah,
and they never get to that come to Jesus moment.
No,
they never come to that point where
it's
like,
the sad thing
I
is
need
like,
help.
you know, you hear the whispers when you get back and people are talking mess like, oh yeah, like this dumbass fell. Like, no, bro, you don't really. I didn't just fall in a. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it makes me mad, and I go and I always say, these same people that say whatever, I wish that we had like a trial period or like a little test where we take them up there and get them a harness though.
How the Navy SEALs do.
But like, yeah.
The Navy SEAls throw you in there and there's somebody inside there and he's pulling you down.
So because
you've got to fight
because
drowning.
I don't want it to be a testament to me and me getting out. I want it to be like, to all God all the glory goes to God, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Or, you know, but there's a lot of guys that think that they're tough and can, and when I went back, what's crazy is, I got laid off during COVID because COVID hit like the next couple months, and then I go back, and then when I went back recently, they were telling me a story that it happened again right when I had got back to this job. They were like, "Hey T, you know what? On the cool though, that happened during the day, and luckily this guy had a crew that was like, hey, so and so's been gone for a minute.
Damn,
let's go check on him." And he had already checked out.
Damn,
he was holding on to the one of the guys was telling me, hey, man, he's kind of laughing. You know what he was holding on to? And I go, a piece of polyline? And he was like, oh, shit, I'm sorry, T. And I was like, yeah, bro, I've been there. I remember. And he was holding on to it, bro. He was holding on to it. They said when they pulled up, he was crying, bro. He had already given up because he just gave up. He was like, I'm done. And it still took his crew a bit to get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? So for all those guys that were laughing, I was like, man, I kind of wish like we could do something like you say, the Navy SEALs, like let's see who makes it.
Yes.
But obviously you're gonna pull them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but just to see
but
like
it took your will.
Oh man,
it took your will.
bro.
And there's no,
yeah,
you can't measure that.
That's why I tell the kids every day. I tell the kids every day, like, bro, everything I do is for you guys. Like, I love you guys so much. The relationship that me and my dad had, like, that was my best friend. My dad was my best friend in the whole wide world, bro. You know, so I have that same relationship with my kids, and I think that was obviously a driving factor, bro. Yeah. Because I'm single. You know, I've been single for a minute now. It's just me and my boys. Like, I make sure that they're taken care of, and I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I work and I provide for them. But our relationship that we have, I was just like, man, you know, because I know what it is. You know, I'm 45, and I don't have either parent. I lost my mom at 32, and my dad died. This month will be 3 years. So I'm like, I don't want that to be them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think, like, so now I'm getting in the gym. I'm eating healthier. I'm trying to do all the dumb shit that we did back then that our bodies are paying for now. Yeah. I'm like, why did I do this then? You know what I mean?
So that's what took you to go to the gym? Because this is the battle I'm fighting right now. You know,
going to the gym?
Going to the gym.
No, you know
get
what?
myself healthy. That's the battle I'm fighting.
Okay. I've been fighting him on it.
And I'll fight back.
He fights back.
Yeah.
So when that one... That one just taught me to appreciate life more and to appreciate every moment and to not get so caught up in, like you say, the little things. Yeah. You know, that's what that taught me. Getting back in the gym was when my dad got sick and he had cancer and he didn't know it. You know, I don't know what it is with Hispanic men especially. They don't want to find out if something's wrong with them.
Yeah.
They just rather not go. So I'm like, bro, if like something feels weird on me, I'm like, oh,
what is that?
What is that? I'm gonna go get checked, bro. You know what I mean? But you know, my pops is just different, man. And he was old school. He was like, the guy was like Superman. Like, I don't ever think the guy had like the common cold. Like, you know, it's just, you know, he was just
my grandfather.
You know,
yeah, my grandfather was like that.
So he was complaining about his hip. His hip was hurting, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's go get it checked. Nah, I'm good. Whatever. Kept putting it off. We finally got to the point where he was walking with a cane. And so I go check up on him. He's got a cane on. I'm like, it hurts that bad? And he was like, yeah, just take me to the chiropractor. I'm like, these guys are taking your $50 and jerking your leg around, and that's it, buddy. Like, we need to go get looked at, like, you know, X-ray, the whole CAT
MRI,
scan, MRI, like the whole nine. He doesn't want to. I go over, we have an argument, whatever, because he doesn't want to go get looked at. It's like the day before my birthday or something like that. Well, him and mom would religiously call me at midnight on my birthday every year. Even when my mom passed, he would do the same thing. I didn't get that phone call. So I was like, this is weird. You know, I was out with my son and a couple of other friends. We're having a good time. And I'm like, damn, maybe he's still mad at me, you know? Like, yeah, my pops didn't hold grudges, though. That's why I don't either, you know? So I was like, that's weird. So I went to work the next day. And I was busy. I was working at the dealership at that time. So it wasn't like, well, he's not calling me, I'm not going to call him. I really was busy that day. So by the time I get out of work, you know, we play softball on Mondays, right? And so I get out of work and I was staying with my cousin at the time, and I go home, and I was like, hey, Primo, I'm going to get dressed. We're going to go to the fields early and drink for my birthday. We're going to pregame before we play. But I'm going to go check on Pops and he lived like 3 blocks down. So he's not answering the phone, like something, you know, I don't know, something's wrong. So I guess he didn't hear me, but his girl did. So when I show up, I hear my Pop screaming at the top of his lungs, right? And it sounds like, so I thought he was getting jumped or getting robbed, you know? Shit. My dad was always like this big OG dude, like that would beat people up. So I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I met your dad a couple of times.
Yeah.
He's pretty solid, big guy.
He's a big dude, man. Yeah. So I'm yelling like, hey, Dad, what's up? You know, so he tells me, hey, man, mijo at the stool. I'm like, yeah. Man, he's crying, bro. It takes a lot for this guy to cry. He's like, man, I prayed out to God. I knew he would send you, baby. I knew you'd be here. And I'm like, I'm trying not to cry. I'm like, what's going on? I'm finna kick this door in.
Yeah.
I don't have the key. So I'm like, I'm gonna kick the door. I'm gonna kick the window in. And no, go around the back. The sliding deal's open to the back. You know, Mexicans always leave the back open. Why, bro? What's going on with that? So,
that's the truth, though. That's the truth.
Hey, carnal, just come in the back. You know, all right, whatever. So I go in, man. Well, anyways, another long story short, I can't move him. I can't touch him. My primo shows up, and he's like, hey, cuz, you know, my girl told me whatever, so I came to help you. We can't move him. If I touch him, he's screaming bloody murder. Poor guy had been there for like 2 days, bro. Since we got into the argument,
no
the
shit.
dogs, you know, your dogs are loyal, bro. They're right there by him, man. My poor dad, he'd been there for like 2 days in the bed, couldn't move. We get the medics. Again, it'd be good to have a medic because the medic shows up and I'm telling him, he's like, bro, I've seen worse. I'm like, what do you mean this guy's screaming bloody murder? You've seen worse? He's like, you're going to be fine. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Roll him onto the deal. He's a big guy, so it takes 4 of us to put him on the stretcher, pull him out of the house. They take him. Come to find out, you know, well, I don't even want to get into that, but San Angelo is just very weird as far as like the doctors go. And
Oh, definitely.
like, so, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So they're like,
there's a medical community here.
Let's cut his leg off. You know, I was like, yeah, we're not doing that, bro. We're going to go to Dallas and get a second opinion.
Yeah.
So come to find out, man, we go to a Mexicano doctor. I can't remember his name at the time, but amazing guy, man. He's like, nah, man.
In Dallas.
He's like, in Dallas, bro. They found out he had like osteoma, sarcosis, something like that. It's a rare form of cancer, bro. Like kids get it. So it was very weird that him being 63 or 64 got it. Osteosarcoma, I think is what it's called. Okay. And he got it in his hip, and that's why his hip hurt. We got so big that it ate away his whole hip, and it broke and shattered.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But the OG
he was still going.
He's still going to work, walking with a cane until that night it broke.
Goddamn
and
Mexicans,
shattered.
bro. Mexicans don't give a fuck.
That's why I told him. I go, you know what?
That's why houses get built overnight.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm telling you.
I'll give you that.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Thanks
So
to some Pepto, you're good.
Yeah.
So from that point on, when he got that, he went through a lot, man. He was doing chemo and stuff, and you know, my dad was always a big dude, man, and he was tall, and so I told him, you know what? I'm starting now. I'm gonna start looking after my health.
Who's your dad's name? Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy.
Tommy Samaripa.
Yeah. So I start going, and then you know we're having the pep talk because he's upset because he's getting small because of the chemo, and I'm like, you know what, pops, when you're done, we're getting in this gym together, baby. We're gonna, you know what I mean, like. So, yeah, poor guy. He didn't make it. He fought hard to the end, bro. I mean, all the way to, and actually he beat cancer. When I tell you this guy was a stud, he was my Superman. He was everything. Like he beat the cancer, honestly. Like, and he caught COVID while he had cancer.
No.
And then he caught sepsis while he had.
Oh,
wow. The scariest thing was when he caught COVID because he had just finished chemo. So they're like, he doesn't have anything to fight this COVID.
Yeah.
So they're already like, damn,
there's no way, yeah.
And he beat that. And I was like, all right, cool. And the very last, they're like, we just want to give him 3 more rounds.
Fuck.
The cancer's gone. We just want to give him 3 more rounds to make sure it's completely out. And at that point, I still questioned myself because he was like, what do you think we should do? And I was like, well, I mean, I guess if that's what they're saying, let's make sure it's all out. Yeah. You've already, and I think that maybe his body was just tired, bro, from everything that he had gone to. And it was the very last round that he did. And it was literally like, he went in like on a Thursday for that last round or a Wednesday. And like by that Friday, I'm getting the phone call that he's not feeling good or whatever. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And then like the weekend goes by and I'm like, yeah, on that Monday he passed. Yeah. You know. So I was just like, yeah. But
I don't know.
Sorry about that, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I lost my dad too, and it's a hard one.
Oh wow. Yeah. So you know. Yeah.
I have a picture. I don't even know. Really? I don't even know who took it. It's you. It's your dad. It's Anthony, and it's me. That's Waguito.
The spot.
Yeah.
The spot.
I don't even know who took that picture.
Yeah.
I have it. I'm going to dig it up, and I'll
Do
send
you really?
it.
I'll
send
me that. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just the most. I don't know why it is though, because sometimes
that's where it gave me the whole workout inspiration now. So I kept it up, man, and honestly, like I think when I was at the dealership, I think I got up to like almost close to 270, bro.
No shit.
And for me being short, I mean, that's
what
not good.
really?
Yeah, bro. I was. Huge.
I can't see you that big.
Yeah, so I think I have like I'll send it to you, bro. Like a TikTok video I made from where I was like big, and then where I
Okay.
was that big, and then I was doing like my workouts. So I was doing like my little prison workouts at the oil field. So we didn't have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you're there for 12 hours on location or 13 hours.
Body weight.
I would just take my push-up handlebars, and I could only start. Like, I would do reps of 5. You know,
How tall are you?
5'7",
5'7"?
5'6", 5'7", right in there. So
What's your weight?
That's what I'm saying.
If
Right
you don't
now,
mind.
I'm at 240. So
You're like a tank, bro.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I started out doing 5 reps, and then however many 5 reps I could. Until
So
I could go to more.
at 270 pounds, you said?
Yeah,
You could do 5 reps.
just 5. Just 5.
That's sad because I can't do one.
No, but I was just saying, like you just do 5 just to start off.
You
with
gotta
5,
start. You gotta start
and
small.
then you would
though.
do another 5.
Push-ups
you know
are-
what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just.
Can I stop you for a second? All right, because I gotta get my boy some info here.
Yeah.
I do it on my knees.
Because I want you. No, do
Hey,
hey,
it
do
don't
it on your
matter.
knees.
Yep.
As long as you're doing the motion.
Yep. Yeah.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta give you this. This is little Jim.
Give me your gyms.
At one point in time, I was really fit. You know,
Yeah.
I fallen way the fuck off. Do 5 push-ups in the morning. Do 5 push-ups in the
I
afternoon.
can't do one now.
Do one.
Do one.
Do one.
You just start. That's what my pops was like. Just
Do,
start off.
do one.
with- Yeah.
Do one push-up in the morning. Do one push-up in the afternoon. And then in 2 days, you could probably do 2 push-ups. And then in a week, you can probably do 5. Because naturally, your body's like, oh, this is what we're doing. now?
Oh, this is what we're doing now?
Yeah.
You fat bitch.
It will no, like the hardest, and I don't give a fuck. I'll fight anybody over this. Pull-ups,
100%.
pull-ups,
Oh my god.
not just underhanded,
Yes.
overhanded,
Yeah.
pull-ups. Those
Yeah.
are the hardest.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when you can get to the point where you can do just one overhanded pull-up, you're doing something.
No.
Yeah.
Because I don't need. I mean,
And people take for granted push-ups because that's all body weight, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
push-ups.
people, like,
You work the push-ups to get to the pull-up.
to get to the pull-ups, yeah. So I started like that, man. Just 5 reps, however many I could do a day. Like I would spread them out. You know what I mean? And then it went to 10. Then it
Well,
went
that
to
is
15,
inspiration. How many
then it went to
pull-ups can you do?
25. Pull-ups, I haven't started yet.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
next step.
I-
That's the
I-
next step. So it is, but it is baby steps, though, man. So,
It
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, like when I say that, and this is just, and man, Oscar, when I tell you, because everybody's like, "Oh, were you in the gym?" I was like, "No, I don't have time. I'm on location, 13 hours a day, 35 days straight, 7 days off.
That's life.
it. So it was pure, the push-ups. So I got to where I was doing at least 150 push-ups a day, right? Increments of like, I was doing 5, 10, 15. Then I could do 25 straight, right? And then do 4 sets of, and then 100, and then you keep going, right?
Yeah.
And then when I was done with that, I would just grab, like, if you look like at Arnold Schwarzenegger and reread his books and stuff, like 30-pound dumbbells is all you need, bro.
True.
Yeah.
Anybody says you need 80
Very true.
pounds, you need this,
No, you
that.
don't.
With 30, you got 30, that's it.
Yeah.
So with 30, I would take those on location. So when I'm done with my 100 to 150 push-ups, I would do the 30-pound dumbbells and do
Your
my
reps.
workout with that. My reps. I do these, and then here. I did here.
I would do,
here, and then like where you hold it like
There
a
you
diamond.
go. There you go.
Here, and then the shoulder shrugs.
I would start at the floor.
Uh-huh.
I would start at the floor with the 30-pound.
Yeah.
Do 5 push-ups, and then stand up.
Yeah.
And then go up with them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then go out with them.
That's
That's a whole other situation.
So when I tell
and
you
then
that I
then just do up down,
up down, yeah.
up down, up down.
So when I
with
tell you
the
I
30
went from
pounds,
270, I had got all the way down to 225, bro. And I was like, and this was just like last summer, right?
Okay.
And then I started seeing like a trend, and granted I was eating good too though. I started seeing I started seeing a trend where like I was gaining weight, and I was telling the doctor, I was like, "Yo, why am I going? What happened? I was going.
I'm putting
this
in
way.
work, baby.
I'm putting in work, and now I've got more time, so I'm doing cardio. So I'm like, why am I going back this way? So if you notice, when I told you a little while ago, I'm back up to 240. I got down to 225, bro. Like,
damn, you were
slim and
solid.
fit.
You were solid.
so I'm like, and then I go get checked, do my blood work. I find out I got a thyroid problem.
son of a bitch.
Why do we got to get old?
Oh,
So
fuck.
now that's what I'm battling with now. So now they're like, well, you got a thyroid problem. We got to figure it out. So now they're putting me on thyroid medicine. Well, then they start you off like 25 milligrams, now 50. I think I'm up to 100 milligrams right now. And I'm like, and then when I told you that, I was out of work, well, that was like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So me and the kids, I don't know if you see my Facebook post. My kids are beasts, bro. My twins,
Oh yeah.
those little guys.
Those are solid
I'm gonna have
boys.
to show Oscar, bro. These
Those are
guys,
solid boys.
They go to the gym 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes 6.
They, actually, I felt like they take you to the gym.
They do. That's what it was. I'm not
Right?
lying.
Am I right?
That's my motivation.
Yeah.
It's them. Because on Saturday morning when I don't want to go and they're like, "Hey, you wanted to drink last night? You got," and I got to drive them because they're 15.
I keep up with you, TJ. You're my boy, bro. I want to make
bro.
sure you're good. So
Yeah,
I do keep up. I
absolutely.
watch your stuff too.
Yeah.
That's why, like, for the longest time, I was telling Oscar, like, man, we got to get TJ in here.
Yeah.
But I didn't like. We talked about it, but I was like, we're not ready yet.
Yeah.
Not because we weren't ready yet, but I was like, I don't know. I felt like we needed to be like, because we had Little Dog in here very early,
Yeah.
but I wasn't
That's
ready.
my
I wasn't
brother.
ready to bring
That's
you
my
in
brother,
here.
bro.
I wasn't ready.
That's my brother from another mother, man. Shout out to that guy.
We brought Little Dog in within the first year.
Did you really?
Oh, actually, the first 10 episodes, I think.
Get a chance.
that is my brother. I'm gonna have to go look at that episode.
Listen to that episode because that is a mind-opening episode that I didn't even know about Little Dog, and I love the fuck out of that guy.
Dude, that guy will give you the shirt off his back, literally,
Bro.
Like whatever you're going through, you know that guy. Like when I tell you this, my brother from another mother, he sends me scriptures every single day through Snapchat.
No
He'll
shit.
send me, yeah.
Okay.
He'll send me a scripture, like a motivational scripture.
Well, that's
every
what
day.
I'm looking. I'm looking for some kind of motivation because I know that's where I need to get, man. And I know I've had plenty of people in here. I'm not ready,
TJ, touch my boy, man.
Yeah.
and that's just it. Like Miller today. I went to go get my haircut by Miller.
Miller's good people.
Yeah, Miller Carter. Shout out to
man,
him. He's
get
my
out there.
barber.
Yeah.
He's good as shit people, man. And he was like, he kind of broke it down for me, right? He's like, man, I show up Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 days a week. I'm there anyways.
Yeah.
And we'll go through a workout and stuff like that. I don't know what my deal is. There's a lot of shit. I need to check my health. Yeah, I fight. I fight the fuck out of it.
You don't see it as a priority. That's why.
I was there.
You know what he'll do? He'll be
you.
like, I was there Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like, I
good
told you
enough.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I agree with you though, because I was there at one point.
Yeah.
And to me, it was more of a hassle to be there than anything. I didn't
Yeah.
want to be there. I was doing it to do it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you have to have that breakthrough to where you do it and you like it.
Yeah.
It becomes.
I haven't got there yet. I told him I was like, we're gonna
Yeah.
start next. We're gonna start next week.
It almost becomes addictive. It
Yeah.
becomes. If you miss a day, you feel guilty. Am I right,
Okay.
Abraham? Like you feel guilty if you miss a day.
You feel like you're
gets to
doing
that point.
something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It becomes.
you are
because
right.
No.
You start to see the results, I think, and
Yeah.
once you see the results, and it becomes
So
rewarding.
I'm not responding because I'm like, fuck, I'm not.
I
I'm
haven't been.
I'm on the fall off right now.
I was about to say, I was
Yeah.
like, when's the last time you've been at the
Yeah.
gym, Abraham?
I know. I'm not gonna lie.
But see,
But he's not unfit.
that's
like
what I was
am.
gonna say. Like me too. Like bro,
No,
this
but
guy-
you don't. But see, I'm not where like when I stand on
Yeah,
the
like
scale.
when I first
I'm
met
like,
you,
hey,
bro.
what the fuck? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah,
Who-
fat ass.
I look at the mirror and like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
It's the bigger you. Go get some.
Are you with my wife?
burritos. I take your wife to Little Angels to get burritos.
Oh my god!
That's who I am, Abraham.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Yeah. When I first started doing pumping, Oscar told me he was like, "You're gonna gain some weight." I'm like, shut the fuck up.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what pumping gets you, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
yo, he ain't lying.
I know because you're
for
not
the
doing any
longest
more
time.
physical- Yeah,
I couldn't gain weight.
yeah.
And now it's like, hey, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, what the fuck? This is
Yeah.
not me.
It's that pumping life.
But here's,
Fucking life, baby.
I think last year I got back into working out again because
Yeah.
we were gonna get married. No, 2 years ago, right before we got married, I was like, all right, boom, like we're taking
go.
pictures. We're taking pictures.
Yeah.
Like boom, boom, boom. It was like I know my routine. But then I got to this level where I couldn't gain and I was just stuck.
You're just you plateaued,
And it
Yeah.
didn't matter how hard I worked.
Yeah,
I wasn't getting past this point.
Yeah.
And I think Jeremy Granado had reached out to me. He was like, man, we're going to have to hook you up with a diet plan.
yeah.
He was like, because that's what it's got to be. And I was like, man,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I'm eating clean,
bro.
I didn't know what else to do. I was like,
me,
man,
that's what I'm telling you.
I just quit.
I just quit. It's frustrating, and you're like, it's frustrating, and you're like, and like I say, so I was getting to the point with my twins when I had those 2.5 months off. Bro, I'm going 5 days a week, and I'm not only lifting, I'm doing more than just the jailhouse stuff that I was doing. So like now I'm in a routine with the twins. They know how to lift because they were wrestling in Dallas before they moved down here. So they know what they're doing. So I'm lifting, and then I'm doing 2 days. So since I'm not working.
You getting it hard.
So since I'm not working, I'm doing at least 1.5 miles to 3 miles in the morning. And then I go pick them up for lunch.
Yeah, I can't fathom that. I can't picture that.
Yeah.
Running for fucking 3 miles.
Well, here's
like
my
the fuck
deal.
Drive. What's wrong with you?
Here's my deal. You start off with just a
What if he grabbed? What if he grabbed a piece of
Absolutely.
pipe and he threaded
Absolutely.
the entire fucking 30-foot piece of pipe? Would that be better?
No, I could do that. That's,
Yeah.
Well, because
I may be huffing and puffing, but
Yeah.
I
You'll
can
train
do
your
it.
mind
yeah.
to think that you're working and you're being productive
It's a different
versus the
situation.
It's a different
opposite.
situation.
Yeah. Wait, say that again.
You know what
say
you
it
do?
again,
You know
Tiffany.
what you do?
I said you're tricking your mind thinking that you're being productive and you're working versus doing it for
That's it.
I hate
the
the treadmill. I'm not
benefits.
gonna lie to you. I hate it. I
hate
put on a good
cardio.
podcast, like the What to Do podcast.
Get it?
And if you think about it, what an episode is 2.5 hours
Yeah.
At least.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So 45 minutes or an hour, you've already hit, depending on your speed, a
Yeah.
mile to 2 miles to 3 miles. You know
Well,
what
you know
I'm saying?
what Tiffany
TJ.
said. What Tiffany said was a good point though, because I don't take my workouts serious. I'm like, I could be doing something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
More productive.
Yeah.
which
That's
is
just the way
go-
your brain works.
go-
Yeah.
Exactly.
You haven't married
That's what I
idea
was about to
think-
tell you
Yeah.
right now. Is like, okay, Oscar's mind works differently. He's like, it has to be
Productive.
like, that's why I said
Yeah.
you get a joint and pipe and fucking thread that motherfucker.
That
He
be all
can,
the way.
he can relate that.
Yeah.
But man, no bullshit. Thread an entire fucking joint and pipe. That's some workout right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
By hand?
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about that shit. All right,
like,
we're,
yeah.
we're done.
I got power ponies. I turn the generator on.
Power
See,
pony.
no, we don't have no generators, Oscar. This is 1941.
Well, he hit me up, and he's like, "We'll start next week," and I'm like, "You know what? Fuck it."
That's the best thing.
yeah,
Is if you can get somebody to push you.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I was like, "We'll start Tuesday."
Yeah.
And I'll do.
I like how
this.
Miller he's on it.
He's on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's on it. I
I,
like
told
it.
him, I was like, you know what? I'll
like
give
it.
it a month.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Do it.
Twice a week. I'll give it a
Just
month.
give it a month, man.
And if I feel at the end of the day, because like right now I'm at Crunch, right? I pay a membership. Look, I'm paying fucking Crunches.
Yeah.
You know,
You pay the
electricity bill.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't ever go.
Sure.
And I told him, I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a month. Because the only thing I don't like about Crunch is that when you go,
Yeah.
dude, like I'll sit there and I'll show up. I'm good to go once I show up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no machines open.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
there's fucking people just sitting on the machine. They're
Yeah.
not doing shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the overcrowdedness, and I'm like,
It's
nah,
discouraging.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
You know?
Go to-
Yeah, because
so
you
go
don't
to-
want to sit around and wait for.
Go to a small one. Go to TrueFit. Go to
Me
Truth
and
is busy.
me and
what,
the kids.
what about the
man,
other one by
Well, we're-
Michael's? What's that one called? A 24.
24-hour fitness. Still, in the morning, it's busy in the morning.
Is it really?
Yeah. So I hit him up, because he goes to Peak Performance. It's a new gym that's just opened up.
Oh,
off of-
yeah.
So he's like, man, in the morning it's not busy. They have a Hydro Rocks or something like that class that happens in the morning. He goes, but they're doing their own thing, And I'm like, so is there actual machines I can get on? He's like, no, we're not even gonna fuck with machines. We're gonna do kettlebells, kettlebells, stuff like that. Just he's like, we're not gonna get into that, right off the bat. We need to get you flexible. We need to get you moving. Is what we need to do. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like, I'll give you a month. I'll give it a month.
Yeah.
And we'll get in there and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, 100%.
No excuses.
You got
Yeah,
the
there's gonna be no
trainer.
excuses.
Well, I'm gonna
You
have
got
tons
the
of them,
trainer.
dog.
I know
Now
you
you
do.
need the.
I'm gonna have
I
tons
know
of
you do.
Thinking of
excuses.
them right now.
That's why I said that because I know
thinking of them right now.
I know you do. Yeah.
Because that's my problem. Man. I don't know I don't know how to explain.
You want? I know your problem is.
I'll tell you this, because I feel you, because I was like that for a long time. I was like, man,
Yeah,
and you're married, so it's a different thing. But my mentality, I was like, I'm 270 and I'm still pulling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still taking them home.
Yeah,
so
I can't relate.
But, but I was just saying. Me
neither.
No. But I'm saying, but it took for me for something like life changing to happen for me, or just finally where Mekan said, I just got tired of you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then once you start, like Abraham said, once you start seeing the results, bro, and once it starts, And then it starts becoming addictive, and then you like it, bro. And then it's just, but the frustrating part is, like he says, like when you plateau, or like with me, for instance, in my situation, where it's like I'm putting in all the work and I'm doing extra, and I'm like losing a pound or two when I was losing like 5 to 10 to 15 at a time.
Yeah.
You know, so now we just got to figure out.
So does muscle memory work 10 years out?
We got to figure out my.
It does. Okay.
It does still
See,
work.
and that's where I'm at. I'm like, I need to get worked out, and I need to go get myself checked out.
Yes.
And
here's my thing to all Mexicanos, bro. Please go get checked out.
Yeah, please go get checked out.
Yeah,
I give you that.
Like,
the only thing that gets me that
tortillas and rice and beans and guiso and
the only thing that gets me from doing that, bro,
Fideo, baby.
is my doctor's got really big fingers. And the last thing I want is to have that. I'm 42, dog. Right?
Yeah.
So I know it's that time. It's that time to get your prostate checked.
I went at your age.
You did?
I did.
And I'm like, yo,
I haven't been yet.
Yeah,
And
I gotta find a doctor with smaller hands.
I'm gonna tell you. No, I'll tell you this. Like, everybody, like all the old school and the old heads, they made jokes about it. They didn't go get checked. They regret whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing. You wait. First of all, that's the best sleep you'll ever have in your life.
For
the
what?
doctor did tell me when you get
the exam.
Yeah.
That's because you're crying half the day.
Bro, no, you go to sleep. Yeah. You go. They put you under. You're out. You're out.
Oh, they put you down to go to check you?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Face down.
Well, yeah, you got to.
Face down, ass
Hey,
up.
and here's
I'm over here. I'm like,
here's the deal.
can I take my doctor out to dinner before this happens?
No, he'll
He needs
take
to
you
take
out.
you out to dinner.
You know what's so crazy? So here's the deal. So, yeah, this sounds kind of weird, but
No, this is real shit. This is real shit.
Yeah. So I think this was like I think it was either right after my dad passed or right before. But anyways, he was sick either way. So I'm thinking, I'm getting checked. I'm not taking I'm getting checked, bro. I had good insurance, so I go get. So I was having trouble, stomach trouble too. So they're like, "Hey man, we're gonna be up one side. We'll just go down the other side too.
Check it all out.
Check it all out."
Yeah.
DP'd at the hospital.
Oh, bro, these guys used and abused me, bro.
Yeah.
In one day, in one morning. Granted. Yeah. So, but when I tell you that you wake up like nothing ever happened. I'll tell you what, and the doctor did tell me, or they told me during the your exam, they tell you beforehand, they're like, hey man, and the nurses will tell you too, they're like, that's gonna be the best sleep you ever had in your life. I don't know what they do, the oxygen and all that stuff, but any guy that's ever had it, and I have some homeboys that are my age that did it, they're like, bro, that was the best sleep. Like I didn't want to wake up, really? And I'm like, you do want to wake up, because if you don't wake up,
I've had nightmares where I went in for a prostate exam in my dreams, right?
Yeah.
And then I wake up and this guy's throwing me a fucking napkin. Clean yourself up, bitch.
See, that's that old school. That's that old school mentality.
Yeah.
Take your donut pillow.
Take your donut pillow home with you.
Give this a second, because I want this to be positive, because I want this to.
Yeah.
All right, let's reverberate for everybody listening.
Yeah.
All right, we need to really actually do it, because
you have to.
I haven't done it.
I don't.
I know I should.
Yes, man.
I'm 44.
Yeah.
I should do it.
Okay.
Definitely should do it.
You definitely.
You're 45.
45.
You've already done it.
I'm 35 on Facebook, though.
You haven't done it yet?
That's just because I'm single. So
He's single. Yeah, this 35-year-old guy right here.
Well, damn, the secret's out now. Anyway.
But you should get it. You should get it done, because
you should.
You man, you know how many deaths it would have prevented? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
What upsets me is
it's better to get ahead of it.
2025.
You gotta get ahead of it, bro. I look at my dad all the time. Like,
the best way you can check my prostate is by sticking a finger up my ass.
Yeah.
Come here.
Dude.
Yeah.
Come here.
He's like,
I'm certified.
He's like, it's not just like a little machine scan or something.
Did you just kiss my neck?
Whoa.
You know what's so? Hey, I'll tell you this.
Have another drink.
Have another drink. Speaking of having another drink, this is how I felt. It was because you're kind of loopy off the, whatever they give you.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember right before, they give you whatever, and they're like, hey, man, make yourself comfortable. It's cold as fuck in there, so it feels amazing. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like a polar bear. I love to have it cold when I go to sleep. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, same.
So I shit you not, bro. This is like modern technology and this new era of stuff. Like, back in the day, you see the movies where they're like, get ready, boy. You know what I'm saying?
It's What It Do Wednesday, baby.
Yeah, What It Do Wednesday,
That should be the picture, the thumbnail.
Yeah. That's y'all's next meme, the What It Do Wednesday.
I have that meme already.
Let's go. So, no, they walk in, and it was like the nurses come in, and the doctor's all, get me ready. Like, he's like, you know how they practice gloves?
Yeah.
No, they put music on, bro.
Like
Some Barry
this.
White.
It's got like
I
50 Cent
prefer
or some
Deftones.
shit. Like, it's all.
Hello, baby.
It was like a no.
Welcome
It was
to
like
my house.
no.
The
It was
rave
like
music?
it was like a rave. It was like a party.
What the fuck?
Like, it was like, and I was like,
Scoots
It's K-pop.
Hey.
I said, we had a Diddy party. What's going on here, man? Hold on. Bring me that consent form back.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what I
I
signed
heard
up for.
we can't stop.
No,
I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck? What did you just put on back there? Is that Maze?
Take that.
They put on Diddy. Oh, I mean,
I thought I was like, shit, if I saw Baby Oil, I was out of there. But no,
Damn
I'm
it.
just kidding. No, but I really do. Like, they came in, like, they made it fun, bro. It sounds crazy, but they made it fun.
Like,
And the
again.
doctor was like, you're good. You're in good
Yeah,
hands.
yeah.
Da, 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool. Bro, I woke up, like I say, best sleep of my life ever. Best sleep.
Wow, okay.
Got up.
What did they give
I was
you?
good. I don't
lollipop.
know. Like drip. Yeah, I think they let me take one on the way out. But yeah. But you do. When you come out of it, you have to have somebody drive you home because you're still a little loopy.
Yeah,
but
loopy.
Yeah, but I mean,
What?
I tell like all my homies, and there's a bunch of them that have already at their age got ahead of it. They're like, yeah, I already went. See, like, because you told me whatever.
I should go, but I don't want to, man. It's kind of it's weird.
just tell them to play
for
Deftones.
me, it's
And what's
set the
crazy
mood.
is like they're like, oh yeah, we found some da 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 da, and they're like, oh, but they're I can't remember what they're called.
what if they're
It's
like all those years of H2S?
yeah, no
Damn.
shit.
Your butthole's wrecked.
Did you pass out a
When
lot,
you,
sir?
yeah, when you almost died in that deal, you absorbed a lot of water.
Up in your anal cavity.
The culo.
It's like, oh no.
Do you know Oscar Rivera?
Yeah.
It's like, we call this Harvey's
Abraham.
Oilfield
Can you move the
salinas.
Jameson bottle?
Oh yes.
It's focused on that.
I got you.
Well, if it's not a official sponsor, we're moving it.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
You got to pay.
Unless it wants
Yeah,
to be.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
what it do?
Yeah, no, definitely got to get checked out, man. Because, I mean, I need to.
I'm worse. I'm the worst too. I mean, I think most men are. It's like,
I tell you that.
I'm fine.
I
I don't
will
feel.
tell
I
you
don't feel
this.
shit.
Put it off.
I did that, and then heart attack runs in my family.
Oh,
So it was like my grandpa passed away at 56 on my dad's side, right, from a heart attack. He had 2 before he passed, and then who was after that? My uncle, who was probably my dad's brother. He's the second to the youngest, and he was in the best shape out of all of them. And I think he was like 40 something when he had his, bro. And then my pops had one when my mom died, and my dad was 56. Ironically, he was the same age as my grandpa. And then my tia, his sister, had like, what's the Widowmaker?
Yeah.
But they caught it just in time. Like, she was just feeling it. And, you know, women are going to go. Like, when they feel, men are like, yeah, I'm good.
You know what's
It's
funny?
indigestion.
Women
She
know.
went, bro, and they caught it. And then they checked my other tia just to check her, and same thing, bro. So I've gone I've gotten to the points where I'll see the cardiologist at least, if I don't see her twice a year, at least once, bro.
Yeah.
Just because.
Man, we have to get on. What do they call the Widowmaker?
So it's like when it's like clogged, like I mean clogged. Your artery is like,
Shit. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's gonna be you're gonna have a massive heart attack and drop dead right then and there.
You ate a lot of fideo.
Cholesterol.
You've had a lot of grease.
Lot of
in your life.
fideo.
A lot of
Greasy shit,
fideo.
yeah.
You like
miso.
menudo?
I love Manolo.
Yeah.
You know, there you go.
Every
you,
Sunday,
you drank
baby.
the you drank the juice before you ate the menudo.
Hey, speaking of menudo, yeah.
That's funny.
Motherfuckers are like, bro, it's my white boy friends. They're like, you eat menudo, it's 95 degrees outside. Yes, man, I do.
yes.
You can't put that up. What are you talking
You
about?
got a straw.
You got strong.
Yeah. Like, dude, like
My kids are like, Dad, that's your third bowl. I'm like, shut up,
it's like,
boy.
man, you have no idea what comfort food is. This is comfort food.
Yes, absolutely.
That is.
Mine is fideo.
Yes.
Oh man.
See, like,
fideo and beans. Like you throw
yeah.
like a fresh beans in there with the fideo. Like,
Well, see, like I'm waiting to get home because I know there's a bowl of fucking meat potatoes.
You
with
already
the fucking
know.
rice.
yeah.
That I'm like, ooh, that's like marinated. It's been marinated since I left. You know, and that's my vice. Got comfort food like that.
Yeah.
Fideo. Oh shit. Forget it, dude. Like if you want me to sit there like that, you got to cut that out. Yeah, just take me.
Just take me now,
Lord,
Lord.
just take me now.
Take me now.
You know, I was like, or if that's the case, I'm like, let me work out so I can eat this.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
so don't take offense. I'm gonna explain this to you real
I'm not
quick.
gonna take no offenses.
So
Nowhere.
you take good food away from Oscar, he's the saddest. He's sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
sad. Like he food's comfort.
Yeah.
Food
That's
is
comfort
life.
food,
He's
yeah.
a foodie.
Yeah.
Food is life. He's a foodie.
Sure.
Like when he goes out of town, they look for what's the best restaurant in
Give me
the
a
city?
5-star restaurant.
We're in New York City.
Yeah.
What's the best restaurant in New York City?
Take me to Antonio's. I want
Oscar's
some-
dropping money.
Yeah, oh, yeah, and no problem. And there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. But
Yeah.
this is day though. This is daily.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh man, it's like you can't really do that daily because
Yeah.
with the job that we have where we're sedentary all
Yeah.
day and sitting in a
Absolutely.
truck driving
Absolutely.
for
You're
3,
not
4,
burning it.
5,
You're not burning it
10
at all.
hours. He drives. How many hours do you think you actually drive?
Oh, a lot. I couldn't even tell you. I don't even keep track. From like, let's just say 8 o'clock to about 4 o'clock.
I'd say he drives
Yeah.
10 hours a day.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sitting down.
Yeah.
So when I hear people and they tell me it's like, "Do you get food in moderation?" I'm like, oh, "Cool, I understand moderation."
Yeah.
Oh, don't eat that. I'm like, "Well, yeah, you can do that because you eat shit."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're going, you having dry ass chicken bread, chicken breast
Yeah.
with whatever, you
Yeah.
know. And I get that, and I totally understand.
yeah.
But I was like, dude, sit down. Like I've had people over to my house and they're like, I'm making carnitas on Sunday.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, I'll just have a little bit. I've seen perfectly fit people and skinny people sit there and down 4 fucking burritos, and they're like, "Oh my god, this shit's good."
Good.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is what I eat.
This is what I love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Take me to Cotton Patch, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is garbage. I'll make you something better at home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, just like, oh, yeah, I've had this, dude. You know how to cook,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yes, but you
Yeah.
understand. This is what I eat.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have something mediocre to eat.
Yeah.
You know, my wife's a fucking fantastic cook.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
she can open. I mean, literally, she can open up her own restaurant. You know,
You're blessed.
And yes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm supposed to eat that in moderation. Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Tell me you can. Yeah, tell me you can have one plate. Just tell me you can have.
I
one
would
plate.
say this, so because when I was working out there with the guys, you get close with them obviously because you stay in the same trailer,
Yeah.
and everything, and they'd see me like they're like, T, you like I would meal prep for the week.
You're like lives converging.
Yeah, like bro. So I would meal prep for the whole week. These guys are living off of like ramen noodles and cereal and like microwave foods and stuff. And I'm like, nah, bro. Like, but you can make your chicken breast where it tastes really good.
Oh, yeah.
And your rice.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not, your broccoli. You know what I mean? And then I would do other things to mix it up. And then I would do like tilapia with white rice and black beans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Throw a little bit of the cilantro in there. And, you can make it good. But I guess what I'm saying is once you get in a groove and the guys are like, man, you eat it the same thing every day. And I was like, man.
You got to play with flavors.
You can, yes, 100% you can play with the flavors. But I'm like, I'm already doing the same job every day.
Every day, yeah.
So I'm gonna put the same food in my body every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like why not fall
I
into
get
a
that.
routine?
Yeah.
My wife has this. She has a Winnie dog, and he had some health. He had some health problems, and he can't eat regular dog food no more.
Yeah.
So the vet was like, he needs to have boiled chicken, boiled eggs, and yams.
Wow.
This motherfucker walks around the house like he owns the goddamn house.
That's because he's
As
built
he
like
should.
a brick shit house.
As
That's
he
why.
should.
Bitch.
I mean, his name is King.
There you go. Yeah.
I have 2 pit bulls,
Yeah.
and they're scared of him.
Yeah, because he's fucking eating all the protein in the house.
This motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, he's solid as like he's
Yeah.
He really
Well,
is.
I could take that
solid.
same meal and have him come over and I give him diabetes. I'm like, yeah, that same chicken breast, that same broccoli, that same yam. Yeah. We're gonna give.
We'll make that sweet potatoes.
We're gonna fuck that all up in one shot.
Fuck it all up. A little bit of oil, baby.
Mira. She got the seasoning. We're gonna put a little bit of flour. We're gonna turn it into a little gravy.
He did the Diddy. Take that.
That's funny.
I mean, his name is King.
Yeah. I mean, shit. That's
no, but I mean, for the most part, you're right, man. We do need to go get checked out. You know,
man. Yeah.
What is it about Mexican men that don't?
It's pride, bro. It's what it is.
I think it is. I think it is. Like, and then
You're vulnerable.
It's a lot of machismo shit that we grew up with.
Mexicans are full of machismo.
Horrible at it.
Full of machismo.
Yeah.
So they feel like they got to be the provider. They got to be, el que mando soy yo.
Yeah,
what it is.
100%.
That type of shit. You know?
Ooh. God damn. That was that hit it on the head right there.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like, no, and I've been told this, you're the provider. You're the one that's got to make everybody safe.
Yeah.
You're the one that makes sure that everybody's got what they need. But at the same time,
well, if you're not here,
say that again.
Who's there to provide it?
Say that again. That's the title of this episode.
Yo soy quemando? Fuck yeah.
That's the title of this episode.
It's that mentality. It's an old school mentality.
It is.
You know?
It really is, man.
And at the end of the day, you're right. Because you do. You're like, I provide this, you know. And so I'm the one that I do what I want when I want because I'm the one that supplies everything. But at the end of the day, we're eating the garbage. We're eating all the shit. At the end of the day, we're the first ones to go, you know, because, I mean, it's almost like it's almost stereotypical that the husband passes away before the wife does.
Yeah.
You know, because, he worked himself to death. No, he ate himself to death.
No, it's because they're witches and
they're witches. Pinche brujeria is what it is. They sit there and
they feed them this bullshit.
It is.
That is my biggest thing, though, man. When I constantly preach to, especially my Mexicanos that are my age, like, bro, go get checked. Like, go take care of yourself, man. We're not getting any younger. You know, your body doesn't digest the food the same way it was, and stuff that's in the food nowadays isn't what it was back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, golly, it's cheaper to eat McDonald's junk food than it is to like make a meal prep food at home, you know, and it's sad, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, but I that was one thing that I look at with my pops when he passed. I go, if you'd have just gone sooner, you know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have, maybe it still would have turned out the same way, but to me, I think you give it a fighting chance. Yeah. If you go sooner, that thing would have never eaten your whole hip away.
Could have got more years, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. You know what I mean? 100%.
Well, they would have caught it way earlier. There might have been some medication.
There would have been a way to scrape it away instead of like
you lose a whole hip over it.
He lost the whole thing. He was
man.
The bionic. You know what I'm saying? The steel rod, like it was from the hip all the way down.
And still, even then, probably had to be with a cane, anyways.
He was in a wheelchair. And then he had to have a colonoscopy bad. Yeah, it was bad.
Man,
like,
they put a goddamn $50,000 piece of equipment in you, and you're still not.
It's still not. Yeah, man. So I'm just like, I guess that's, you know, when you ask me where I get my motivation from now, I'm like, no, there it is. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. Like up until that point, I felt like you. I was just like, man.
You avoid and you avoid.
You avoid and you avoid, and then when you're there, you just do it just to get by. Like you're just like, I'm gonna do it because I'm here. Yeah. But you're not doing it to like you don't enjoy it. Am I right?
Yes. I don't enjoy it.
And I used to look at my cousins and I'm like, you enjoy this shit?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't want to be on a treadmill. And I still don't. But I'll tell you one thing that I can say that when like after a day or after a night of like partying hard or whatever, and you wake up the next day and you're hungover and you feel like shit, the best thing to get rid of a hangover, and people go, oh yeah, have another beer. Go get on the treadmill, bro. Yeah. Abraham, am I right?
Absolutely.
And so I have a treadmill in my house, man. And so, and I learned this when the kids moved in, if ever there's a time where I party all night and I stay up, and maybe and we have a little gym set up too there, you know, just free weights and stuff. But if I feel like absolute dog shit in the morning, I'll take an ibuprofen, I'll chug some water, and I'll get on that treadmill, bro.
Get moving.
And the minute, and trust me, it sucks for like the first 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But once you start to, I don't know what just sweating those toxins out,
Move
bro.
it out. Move it out.
Once you feel like a totally different person. And then I'm like,
I read a book that
Let's
said
go.
that a lot of that
we're
shit,
going to eat menudo.
a lot of that shit,
that's what I'm talking about.
a lot of that shit settles in your joints because those are your, so
And you ache.
yeah, you ache.
You ache.
And you feel it in your joints. So when you start moving,
Yeah.
it feels better because you get that shit work it out. You want to work it out of your joints because a lot of that bullshit. Dude, we used to party hard. We partied hard. What were we drinking? Tequila and fucking, well, we're drinking whiskey right now, but hey, it was harder back then. We did so much. Like I would drink. Oh my God. Me and Snoop talked about it one night. We were drinking a 30-pack. Me and just him.
Oh, man, easy.
A 30-pack every day.
Yeah.
And a bottle. Mm-hmm. And then whatever favors we were having off on the side,
Yeah.
But it was what the
Party favors.
fuck, dude? Like between the two of us, we weighed like 280 pounds. Like what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck were we doing? Like I don't even know who those two guys were. Honestly, I don't. Like Snoop today, like I talk to Snoop all the time. Like that's a different man. That's a different man.
Yeah.
I'm a different man. We're all different. Like, but man, when I look back, I'm like, what the fuck?
What were we doing?
Yeah.
What were we doing?
I ask myself all the time, like,
What
how
was
does
I
my liver
putting
still
into
work?
my body? I can honestly, I ask myself that all the time. I'm like, and you know that too, because I partied with you too, Cabo.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was times where I was like, I look back at it and I go, man,
How did we get home?
Gracias a Dios that we got home
Oh my God.
and that our liver's still functioning, bro.
That too.
And that's another thing that I get checked like every 6 months, bro, is my kidney and
In your liver.
liver.
Because like fatty liver is a big deal.
Whoa, 100%, bro. And they'll tell me, Oscar, they'll be like, hey, you've been hitting the sauce a little bit. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, Doc. Why? What's up? It shows up, man.
Yeah.
They're like,
The fatty liver cells, yeah.
you got that What to Do podcast?
Yeah.
Like, man, you a little too fucked up. Like right now.
That what did you liver?
I'm saying,
That
like, oh,
what did you liver?
my liver kind of hurts a little bit. What to do, baby?
TJ, when we first started this whole fucking podcast, man, it was like that was our, our liquid courage. Cause it's a hell of a thing to get up on here.
Just to get up on the mic and
like,
start,
well, what are we doing? Oh, fuck. I still question, to this day, I question it. I shouldn't.
No, you guys are doing a phenomenal job.
I do, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
100%.
But I can't help it. It's just like human nature. Like, well, what the fuck am I doing? Like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
You almost like, how can you not?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the liquor.
It's that liquid courage that just tells you.
Oh, that's what it is.
And then you say whatever you want to say.
So I was telling Oscar, and I don't remember if
Podcast juice.
Yeah. I was telling Oscar, I don't remember if you were here before we started rolling, the camera started rolling. I got to give him a shout out, man. Mike Garcia, who was Hispanorama. He had the show Hispanorama.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's when I was at Swaguito, right? So he had it way before me. Like I was a kid growing up, and it was like huge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the 90s, because Tejano music was big. So he had like a Tejano platform, but it was like Tejano country. So he would do that, right?
That was actually the only one I remember ever seeing. I'm sure San Antonio had one.
Yeah, well, so they had the Johnny Canales show. That was there. That was he was big time. So Mike Garcia was like San Angelo's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was our Johnny Canales.
He still lives in San Antonio?
No, he passed, man. He passed. Yeah, man. Rest in peace to that guy.
Yes, sir.
He actually took me in when I was working at Swaguito with Simon and Gloria, and they were like, "Hey, you're looking for a co-host," because he had let it go for a little bit and he was going to start it again. Mm-hmm. They were like, you should get TJ. He can, he likes to talk to people. He's real sociable, blah blah blah. And
bro, when you were a bartender, you were a fucking amazing bartender.
Thank you, bro.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So
I had a good time, man. Like my dad. It was just a part-time gig, but I really loved it. Like, and I owned my bar at one time. I was like 25, bro. That's another story. But anyways, too young to own a bar, by the way. We were partying. Like, remember Longoria and them. Those are my cousins, bro. So
Next
I took
week
over their spot.
Next week we got Eric coming down from
Cash?
Austin. He's coming in from.
That's my primo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told him you were coming on this week.
Yeah.
Maybe Bernie. I don't know if he's gonna bring Bernie or Bernie's gonna do his own. I don't know how they want to do it.
You got to get the three of us on here.
If you want to show up,
Man.
Yeah, you're
special
welcome to
guest.
come back.
you're more than welcome, TJ.
I'll special guest show up again.
Show
Just
up.
'cause
Yeah,
I love
show
you
up.
guys, bro. This
We're
is
gonna be
dope.
here next Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. So I took over. Bernie had a club, bro, and I managed it for him. And then he wanted to get out, and I took it over.
Up and down.
Yeah, down and outs.
Down and
Down
outs.
and
Down
outs.
and
That
outs.
was my
Okay.
spot, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. So 25 is too young to have a bar, bro. Just to let you know. I mean,
Just a reminder.
and we were open Monday through Sunday.
Oh yeah.
shit.
So that's why I say to this day, I don't know how my liver's still going in my kidneys, bro.
It was.
Thank
It
God
was
every day.
It was a wild spot. That was
That
a
was
wild west.
that was
right
before
there. That was a
TABC
Wild
was like
West.
really. It was the. I tell my kids, it's the Wild Wild West, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was
Y'all gave.
It was back in the days of Roxy's, or was that after Roxy's?
no, it was at the same time.
It was at the
Same
same
time.
time.
Yeah.
They were giving
Same
Grams. They were
Yeah.
giving Grams a run for the
Run
money.
for the money, yeah. Me and
I remember I
me
partied there
and
all the
Nando both were, man. Me and Nando were both giving
Hey,
him a run
Nando
for
was
their
doing
money.
it, man. When we
He
had
was.
Nando's still going hard, bro.
Oh,
Like,
I know. I watched the episode with him on here.
still going hard.
That's my boy, man. Shout out to Nando, man. Like he's that guy.
He's always thinking of something.
Always,
Yeah.
Always,
He's always
yeah.
thinking of the next move. You have to, man.
Yes.
100%. But yeah, going back to that, man. Like I just 25 is too young. I think I might have been younger than that. Honestly,
So you were
Like,
managing.
oh, so the Swaguito deal, and then so I was having fun there, and then that's whenever they
Is that what
"Hey,
you
man,
call it? Having fun.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was a lot of fun. You saw me bartending.
Oh, bro,
Did
I
look
was
like
there.
having
I was
fun?
there. Like I felt like I was there like at least
man.
every other day.
I made sure that I took care of my people.
Whenever Swaguito was going down, like that was the spot to go
Yeah.
to. Like I
Yeah.
don't think there was. Well, the thing about Swaguito, that
It
was the only that was the
Tejano
only
night
dance
spot to
floor
go to.
That was the only Tejano
Yeah.
spot. That was the only dance floor
floor to
downtown.
dance. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
It was popping.
Yeah, so shout out to Simon Gloria, man. I love them. Those are family. But yeah, they put me on with Mike Garcia, who taught me how to get behind the mic and talk. And like, I had done some like commercials for the dealership and stuff.
Yeah.
And I felt comfortable. But yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, whenever they go, the camera's rolling, your adrenaline starts automatically rushing.
Starts pumping up. Yeah.
Yeah, it starts pumping up, and you go, "Why am I acting funny?" You know,
Yeah.
but it's just human nature. It's like, you know,
You're being watched.
yeah. So, but
Yeah.
I would make sure. Shout out to Swaguito again. I'd go take a couple shots there before we did the episode.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I didn't want to tell Mike.
Smooth it out. Yeah, you smooth
Yeah.
out all your
I'd take a couple shots and then I'd have a couple beers in the parking lot. Because back then it was I was telling Oscar, it was KIDY Fox.
Okay.
He recorded an actual, because back then there wasn't podcast, bro. If you
No.
think about it,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So it was all green screen,
Green screen.
Like, yeah, bro, it was crazy. So, but yeah, I had a great time with him, and I was telling Oscar, I go, man, me and Matt Lucero, Martin Lucero's little brother, who Matt's like a little brother to me, we got to talking, and Mike was going to sign off on us taking over his spot since he was getting out of the game.
Okay.
Right? So what Mike was doing was he was interviewing like local artists or like what you guys are doing, local business owners or just people that you know or that are doing good in the community. You know what I mean? Anything that is going to cause a buzz. So he was doing that, but then he would play videos in between, you know, the commercials and stuff like that. You do your Tejano videos or your country videos.
Was he a DJ? Like, did he do DJ
Mike
work
Garcia?
too? Yeah.
No,
Okay.
No, he was just a showman, bro. He was a showman. He had to talk. Like, he had the swag for an older man. You know, he dressed nice. Like, you caught that dude
He
out
could
in
do a show.
sports coat. Yeah, man. Like, absolutely. So, and me and Maddie started kicking it around, the idea of like, man, well, let's just take it over, you know, and then
Yeah.
I'll just keep going with it.
kids get involved and all this other stuff. And I was telling Oscar, Matt was like, you know what? I can get some guys from ASU that can like come in and do the camera work for free. Like they'll intern because they're, you know, obviously going to school for that.
They just want to work.
And I was like, yo, we could have been ahead of the curve a long time ago. With
It
this
seems
podcast
like it,
thing,
yeah, man.
bro.
Right before podcast, right
You
before
know,
all that.
it just
Yeah.
Matt Lucero. Shout out to that guy. He had a great idea, bro.
Oh, yeah.
we were sitting there brainstorming at his house, and we just
He's
never
not done,
capitalized on it. No, he's not done.
He's
The
not
kid's
done.
a genius, man. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
him to death.
He's still
him
doing-
and Martin both.
Him, Martin too.
Yeah, I love both of them, man. This family.
We've had
That's
both
my
of them
big
on
brother, and my little brother.
Yeah, we've had both of them on a couple of times.
Yeah,
We had a lot of fun with Martin though.
yeah.
The first time.
The very first time. Oh,
The very
my
first time with
God.
Martin?
Yeah, the
So
guy's
I
like a
saw the
fish,
one where you
bro.
were talking about like going to Vegas or something. Was that the first time or the second time?
Oh, man, that's a good question.
The second time.
The second time.
The second
It was the
time.
second time because he
the-
had
I was
somebody
here when
with
he was
him.
talking about Vegas. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He had Sean with them.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
The second time we got nerded out big time with the comic books.
Yeah.
Cops got called on us.
Here?
Yeah. We got a little
Bro,
loud,
like that?
apparently.
Bro, we were so nerdy though. It was so funny because we were talking about comic books the whole fucking time.
There's cops outside.
The cops are
Oh.
like, what the fuck are we here for?
I don't know, bro. We're nerding out on top, so I couldn't tell you what you're here for.
The first time though,
Yeah.
we were fucked
Yeah.
up.
Really?
I mean,
Between the three of us,
annihilated.
we killed 2 bottles.
yes,
Ooh.
annihilated,
God damn.
annihilated. His daughter had to take us home.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I need you to wake up. I need you to.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the deal. If the next time I come, I'm gonna have to take off the next day.
Oh, hey,
I was just unprepared.
hey,
Yeah,
it's,
we're
not,
not-
it's not over yet,
It's not
TJ.
over yet. Like I was telling you before the cameras were rolling.
You,
I
you see
worked-
that? You see that ice chest right there? There's bottles behind that ice chest.
baby.
Bottles upon
Oh,
bottles.
yeah.
No, not trying to. No pressure.
No. But like I was saying before the camera started rolling, I worked 18 and a half hours yesterday.
Oh, bro,
I got like 4 hours of sleep.
Shit.
Got up today, and then I go, man.
I gotta go.
then
fuck
we
with
had
this
already
Abraham
rescheduled
dude and
once,
this
right?
Oscar
Yeah,
dude.
we were scheduled.
We had already
once, yeah.
rescheduled once, so I was like,
Thank you,
I can't not
by the way.
show, bro.
Thank you, by the
man.
way.
I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I really, I pulled into town at 6:15, bro.
This morning.
No, it's afternoon.
This evening.
This evening.
Fuck, bro.
I worked 18 and a half hours yesterday. I did 11 hours today. And then, and I told my boss, I was like, he wanted me to stay till a certain time. I was like, yo, I got to make it in at least by 6. Give me time to shower, bro.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, cool, whatever. So, yeah, I was rolling into town and I was like, I just like took an ice cold shower, bro. Threw whatever on I could find. And I was like, what it do? Let's go.
What it do?
What it do, baby?
What it do? Let's
Shit,
go.
man. Well, dude, like I said, man, I appreciate you coming
Thank
on.
you.
Hey, man,
I sure,
thank you
I
guys
sure
for
thank
having
you.
me, man.
Yeah.
It was,
You know, we're about to get
was so
3
cool,
hours knocked
man.
out in this bitch.
Yeah.
So
Before we cut,
yeah, let's go.
happy Father's Day to you guys. 'Cause
Oh,
it's Father's
thank
Day
you.
weekend this
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
Hey,
you.
I think we need a shot to that. It looks like you guys.
Let's do a shot.
are you
Let's
guys-
do a shot.
Do a shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
shot sounds good.
TJ, I was gonna
want
wait.
the Jameson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, should we grab another? Oh yeah, you got yours, right?
Yeah.
Is there enough there for 2?
No, go ahead.
I got we're here.
Okay,
That
okay.
bottles placement though.
Perfect.
I mean, I might even mix mine and Oscars. I don't know.
Do something
Dude,
crazy.
I know. Fucking Father's Day. I told my
Father's
wife
Day,
too.
bro.
I was like,
What are y'all doing? You all got plans? Or?
man, I want to go to Junction. I'm gonna
yeah,
go-
to float the river.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Nice. Yeah.
I was like, I need somewhere to take off.
Yeah,
just
get away a little
out.
bit.
Yeah. So my oldest, I know Abraham's not gonna like this, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Say it.
Fucking go Rangers. But no.
So it got quiet.
No, my oldest, he blessed us with. He bought tickets for me and his 3 brothers, and he's gonna take us to the Rangers game for Father's Day. And Los Regaderos are playing.
Okay.
So if you bought a ticket to the game, you get to see the concert. So the game's like at 3, and then we'll go see the concert. And then
Oh, badass.
Yeah, we're
the
gonna get-
setup
have
there
a-
at the
so
Ranger
cool.
Stadium with
Yeah.
the Texas Live and all that. That is really nice.
I was
Bro,
just there
yeah.
at that,
Really
at,
nice.
at
Were
that
you
stadium.
really?
Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
go see Stray Kids with my daughter there at the
It's a
Glove
setup.
I
Live.
saw a lot of
It's a
people
hell of
there.
a setup.
Yeah, it's a hell of a setup.
It's a hell of a
Yeah.
setup.
Texas Live right there. and
Houston,
everything.
you know,
Yeah.
you go to the you can't do it like that. You know,
Yeah.
you go. You got
Still a beautiful stadium.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
but it's not like that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a different level.
Yeah.
Like when how they incorporated all that. That's
Mm-hmm.
a different setup, man. It's cool. It's cool.
So that's what we're doing for Father's Day, man. But happy Father's
man.
Day. to
Happy
you
Father's
guys,
Day,
man.
gentlemen.
Happy
Happy
Father's Day.
Father's Day. What it do?
What it do?
Thank you, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Tiffany, for that shout out. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, me neither.
I had a reminder on my phone actually that's like, oh, Father's Day episode. So I had to like at least acknowledge it since you guys are
you still drinking on that Elijah?
Yeah, that's a little rough.
You liking it?
He's a little
it's
rough.
kind of rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
I was gonna get
I want
Maker's.
to taste that before I leave.
What
is it called? Elijah Craig?
Elijah Craig.
I was gonna get the Maker's Mark, and my favorite is Woodford Reserve. Like I love
I love
That's
it.
good,
Really
yeah.
good.
love it. But
People sleep on that one.
We're trying to like test different ones, you know.
Yeah. So did Dog drink when he was here?
He did.
You know, because me and Dog, we Jack Daniels.
So
fans.
Jack Daniels, he killed
Jack
the bottle.
Daniels neat.
He
killed it.
He killed it.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to the episode.
I believe it.
Because the episode,
It's an early one.
I learned some new stuff about Little
I'm gonna
Dog.
go watch it.
Yeah,
Well, it's not a video; it's an audio,
It's
right?
all audio.
at that time it was only
So y'all were early.
Very
early
early.
in the game.
I'm telling you, bro. It's like our first few episodes.
when we first started.
You know what?
We were scared to get video.
I love Cash. Let me come back up here with Little Dog.
Come on, talk to Little Dog. Come back up here.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to get him back on. He's only been on once,
When
and
I
he
tell
was
you
going
that-
through some shit.
Yeah.
So it's
When
different.
I tell you that's my brother, like, you know, I met him because I had my bar at the time.
He's 25 years
Ironically,
old. Just way too young to have a bar.
Way too young. Way too young. He showed up. Those were my very first regulars.
Okay.
Like him and some guys that played in the band.
wasn't he the
He was
bouncer?
a drummer. No, he was a drummer. And so he would show up with his band members and stuff, and they would
Okay.
play darts because I had a little dart setup, right? And so they would play darts, and they would show up like every day. And I was like, and we just got to know each other. And I was like, yo, I'm a Little Dog. I'm like, yo, does that mascara ever come off? Or the eyeliner? So I will tell you this: Little Dog has been a rock star from day one.
Yeah,
He didn't
absolutely.
just overnight like this. No,
That's him.
that's him, bro. If people go, is it a character? No,
That's
you can't call him John Carter. He gets mad.
Yeah,
He wants to be called Little Dog.
Little Dog, baby.
And people say, hey, man, you hang out with that guy that wears eyeliner? I say, well, he'll beat the hell out of you, so be careful.
That's a big
Tread
man.
lightly.
That's a big man
my
right there.
dude, man. So we met each other, instantly hit it off, started hanging out all the time. And I was like, yo, you want to bartend? And he was like, I mean, yeah, I could probably use an extra job or whatever. He was working at Blue Cross Blue Shield at the time.
Okay.
And he had red hair, so I think they suspended him for his red hair. He had to dye it back. So I'm like, yeah, bro, like, you're here enough.
He wasn't happy.
Yeah, I'm
Fuck
like, you're here
that.
enough. You might as well bartend.
yeah.
Bro, that was a wrap. He started bartending, and next thing you know, he
Boom.
was
Got his own bar.
bro, yeah, like and that guy's an entrepreneur. He's a go-getter. Like that
Absolutely.
guy hustles, bro. I love him to death,
Absolutely.
man. Like I say, he will give you the shirt off his back. We're
I've
playing softball against each other. He's on my cousin Rudy Martinez.
Oh, okay.
We beat the hell out of them. So that's a long story. So I end up stealing Little Dog. Like, you're the one guy out.
Yeah, that's funny.
Taking you with me. You're going to we're going to the show, to the MLB. So I bring Little Dog. So he's been an outlaw ever since. Like, yo, this is how crazy Little Dog is. And I still have it at the house because I'm too chicken shit to do it. When my pops died, that was our team, the Outlaws. So we still have jerseys, and all my jerseys say, like, at the bottom it'll say established.
Rudy played with y'all too, right?
Yeah. I ended up getting Rudy after a while.
I'm gonna have to. I
I
want to
let
bring
him
him
in on the deal.
I want to bring him up here too.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he'll like it.
Yeah, he will. So on the bottom it says established in 1998 because that was when we established the team, right? And we have many different colors, camo, digital camo, all kinds of shit, right? And so Dog was always like, I'm there. And at the softball fields it can get a little chippy. So sometimes
Oh yeah.
don't throw that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Dog was always right there with my dad and everybody, like
Ready to go, baby.
ready to go. Ready to go. So when my dad died, Little Dog was a pallbearer, man. Like, and him and a couple of my outlaws were pallbearers. And I actually have a picture, bro, that was pretty dope that we posted on Facebook, and it was them carrying out my dad's casket. And I was like, I captioned it, "My outlaws carrying Pops off the field one last time."
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we put his jersey in there. And it was just super dope, man. And so we've been close ever since. Well, before that, but we got so drunk, and like we had the instead of having like the comida like at the church, we had it at Dead Horse, bro.
Yeah, why not?
It was
Shit.
fitting.
Yeah,
it was fitting, you know. So we got drunk, but me and Little Dog would like he would get the biggest bottle. You can how many? What is it? A liter? What is it?
Brother.
The big one?
Yeah, the elephant ear, the big bitch.
The big bitch.
Yeah.
So he would bring people would trip out because we had softball on Monday, which is our Outlaws, and then we had softball on Tuesday, which is co-ed. And we would finish that bottle in like 2 days between me and him. But we're in the dugout taking shots of Jack Daniels. And then we're sipping in the parking lot. And so you can imagine that. Like people are like, how are y'all playing softball?
and still playing softball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fun.
so
Like champs, that's how we're playing.
Yeah.
me and April, my wife,
Yeah.
we were still dating at the time. Snoop's at Dead Horse. He was like, bro, it's my birthday, whatever. I was like, all right.
Let's go.
So I told April, I was like, hey, we're still, baby, going Dead Horse. Boom, we go to Dead Horse. Little Dog's there. Snoop's birthday. Snoop's already fucked up. He's been drinking.
yeah.
He's been drinking since like
Just Snoop-a-loop.
way earlier. Little Dog busts out with his fucking bottle, bro. It's like a fucking.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is
that?
that, bro? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know. To this day, I don't even think he could tell me what it was. I don't even know what the fuck it was. It was like this just massive bottle, and he just starts pouring us drinks. We finished that bottle. My girlfriend of the time, my wife now, she had to carry both of us out to the show.
Oh my God.
She's like, God, what a horrible date.
Yes. I was, she was like, to this day, she could tell you exactly how it went. She was like, you were talking so much shit. She was like, Snoop was so drunk.
She goes, one day I'm going to marry this guy.
I was like, you know what,
That's
babe?
my man. I'm going to stick by him.
I was like, you know what, babe? Should
like, that's
should
mine.
I have stayed with you? Because I'm like, your choices are pretty bad.
Yeah. If you took a guy like me home,
Like, you wanted me? Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? I love the shit out of her, man. She's
That's
it
awesome.
for me. She's
Yeah.
it for me.
Your wife's awesome,
man,
bro.
that
Like
is
you
it.
guys are awesome for each other.
Man, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Dude, your post
It's a
had me
beautiful thing.
dying laughing whenever on your anniversary poster.
Oh,
Like, if I had another wife, I'd punch her in the face.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
my
yes,
God.
man. Because like I couldn't imagine going home to somebody else. Like I can't see that no more.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like being
marriage.
single for so long in your life.
Yeah.
No, but like yes, marriage, but being single for like damn near 80% of my life, I was single. And all of a sudden, I'm married now.
Yeah.
It's funny how that changes, right? Like we got a TikTok page.
Yeah.
And they'll fucking, like, I'll get messages, hey, just saw your video and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever, bitch. I'm like, come on,
Whatever.
delete.
Yeah. Like,
And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to sit there and fuck with you. Like,
Yeah.
it's a weird concept, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've had this issue where it's like, hey, someone's like, somebody steps out of line, and I'm like, what do you think you're going to offer me?
Yeah.
You can't offer shit.
Shit.
You can't offer
shit,
Yeah,
baby.
nah, man.
Yeah, I was like, you're
What
trying
is it,
to.
the 80-20 rule?
Well, tell me about the 80-20 rule. Because I don't know what that is.
He's like,
give it
what
to
is
him, baby.
So-
Give it to him.
Yeah. So it's like you're going to leave a woman who gives you 80% of what you need in life
Okay.
and takes care of you and your kids. And you said your wife's an amazing cook, right? So you're going to leave a woman who gives you 80% of what you need in life for a woman that's only going to give you 20%,
Yeah.
which is like the cheating, like the sex and the
Yeah.
good head or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then you find out, damn, this chick can't cook. She can't clean.
She can't do shit.
She don't treat my
Yeah.
kids the
Wasn't
same
worth a
way.
fuck.
It was never, you're going to leave 80%.
And I never
20.
understood that, man. Where
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
the 80-20
it's like,
rule,
oh,
right?
I was like, what? You have shit to offer me. You have absolutely
Nothing.
nothing to offer anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you think
That's what you're talking about, right? Like a random, like trying to hit you up. Like,
Yeah, and I'm just like, it's so funny because this happened
Yeah.
over the years, over the past 20 years.
Yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
like, get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how do you think you even compare?
Yeah.
Like what is it that you thought you could fucking pull into this? And I'm just like, it's kind of I gotta cut you off.
Yeah.
I'm like,
even
that's
think
it.
twice.
It's the only reason I was gonna kill Oscar like a long time ago, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna see
What you say with that is so true, man. Because like, you know, my dad spit me like a lot of game early. Like he taught me a lot of things, like how to treat women, how to do this and that. Mm-hmm. Granted, I'm still single, but no, I'm just kidding. No, but he did one thing. He always told me. He was like, man, like if you think it's hard to find a good woman, that's cool, but to find a good man is even harder, bro.
Absolutely.
And I tell women that all the time. When they're going through stuff and they call me for advice or whatever, like, hey, my husband, make it work with that man.
They have to match.
If he's treating you good and he's whatever, make it work with that man.
They have to match.
Yeah, man, absolutely 100%.
It's so, it's so crazy you say that, because you know how many times I've heard that, dude, fucking single life is so fucking hard.
It is, man.
You know, and I'm like,
because
man.
it's the same people dating the same.
Yes.
It's like when I said I worked at Swaguito, right? So it was like I see like a merry-go-round.
Yeah, and
it's just couples just trading off.
You
know, you saw it happen.
Yeah,
you saw all of San Angelo. Like, oh my god,
I had a front row seat.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it's true, man. Like to it's hard to find a good woman, but it's even harder to find a good man. Yeah. A good man that'll provide, that'll take care of your kids, that'll take care of your kids that aren't his kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why I try to tell some dudes, man, like the ones that are single, I can't find enough. I was like, look, as long as you do good, right?
Yeah.
I was like, because don't put yourself down. You're the prize, man. You're the fucking prize.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. You're the diamond in the rough that everybody's. Yeah. I mean, yes, you're hard to find.
Straighten that crown up, King.
That's right. That's
go,
right,
baby.
I was like, don't put yourself down, man. Yeah. You're the prize. You're the one. You're the provider. You're the one that brings this. And I may catch flack for this, but so whatever.
Nah,
you know?
I don't even choose to play.
It's the truth. Yeah.
Salute,
girl. I'm with you on the.
Yeah.
So that's just it. I'm like, don't play yourself down, man.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's hard to find because there's a lot of weeds to go through.
And you know what sucks? It's crazy. I just saw a meme the other day where it was like, yeah, that chick you've been chasing for a long time, and the dude that you're talking about, that he might have the low self-confidence, or he overguesses himself. Oh yeah, man, when she's done with all these guys that think they're badass and they treat her like shit, then she goes, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
It's too late, baby girl, go that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, I get, 100%.
TJ.
Hey, man.
TJ,
thank you guys.
You ain't got to go yet, though. We're gonna.
All right.
We're gonna call it cool because
he's got. I mean, we all got long days to work tomorrow.
Do you have a long day?
Yeah.
You're full of shit. No, you
I have
don't.
a long
'Cause
day.
I had to come.
He's like, I don't got a long day.
A job, man. Can I put in my application like right now? No,
Man,
On the cool. We need to actually
this air.
Yeah,
my
we
boss
actually
is probably like, you're fired.
next Tuesday.
He probably don't watch anyways.
You know what?
I don't ever give, like it takes me to get somebody to know somebody pretty well, before I start putting connects out. Man, I like you.
Yeah, I appreciate
So-
that, man.
I like you. He's like,
Hey,
You're easy to get
I
along
feel
with.
like we're family
So-
here, man. We had a good time. I enjoyed this.
I do have to say this. I'm saving like really good friends for late in this shit because I felt weird. When we first started, Oscar, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to invite me.
Well, it's a trial by fire run for sure because
it's scary.
Like, it's scary.
It's fucking scary.
Thing,
I've never done this before.
I get it. Yeah.
Like when we started, I was like, don't show my face. Yeah. Don't say my name. Don't say my name.
I was offended because Oscar
I'm
hit
Sancho,
me up and I'm like,
I'm El Sancho.
Abraham didn't even ask me.
Oh, if it was on the
And then,
face,
hold on.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
And then I was like, and then I look at it and I go, y'all are 100 episodes in and I didn't cast.
yeah, that's funny.
Ouch.
I'm the mayor of San Angelo, by the way. How did I not get
I
asked?
have a position in this town, you sons of bitches.
No. You fuckers. You fuckers.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm very humble and like.
I want you to know
thank
this.
you guys, man.
I want you to know
had
this,
a good
though.
time because
I'm glad.
when you guys hit me up and I was like, well, just send me some content because like I said, I want to know what I was signing up for.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get on here and you're like, take that. I'm like, nah, man, I'm down. But I had a
crazy.
phenomenal time. How long have we been filming? Can I ask that?
How long?
Yeah.
3 hours.
3
and
hours.
9 minutes.
I feel like we've had 30 minutes.
30 minutes, right?
That's what it feels like.
So here's the deal. I told my kids, I said, and I'm sorry if I keep cutting you
No,
off.
no,
Abraham.
no,
I said,
do you.
He's used to it.
I said, I just worked 18 and a half hours, baby. And I got home last night and I went to bed. I didn't even eat, bro. I showered, I went to bed. And then I worked another 11-hour day today. And I told the kids, I go, man, I don't.
Are you even you?
He's an autopilot.
I'm an autopilot, baby. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is me. I'm just always, bro. Here's my problem: is I'm Frank the Tank.
Yeah, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just takes one, and then it's like. So then when guys go, my homeboys they go, why didn't you answer? And I was like, because I know better. If I answer the phone, I'm gonna be out all night.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. I don't know what time it is right now.
It's 10:51.
Oh, it's 10:51. Oh man, see, I'm gonna probably go home and have some more beers because I just don't know how to turn it off. No.
I'm telling you, with this podcast, we go random. I find it real hard for us. Like I'm gonna study up. And I'm like,
we don't have
random.
anything. Yeah.
No. But I'm saying on my part, I just wanted to see what I was walking into.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, so I saw some of the episodes, how long they went, and I was like, yo, I don't know. After the past 2 days that I've had, I don't know if I can. I felt like we've only been here for 20 minutes because you guys made me feel at home.
We're hanging,
like family,
bro.
It feels like family, like we're comfortable.
That's good.
We're hanging, bro.
Can I ask you this?
I can't believe how late it is.
You want to come back?
Absolutely, I'll come back.
Yes.
I want to. Y'all gonna have to get rid of me because I'm gonna be downstairs. And just be like,
hey man,
let
me back in.
I'll be that nigga right there at the door. Like, hey, can I hop in?
TJ,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Off air, we're gonna talk. We're gonna book.
Yeah,
we're gonna book. I have there's a board over there.
Yeah,
and I have just names.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're gonna get on it.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Fucking hey.
Well,
shit, man.
Hey, man.
Everybody,
I want to. Hey, can I do something real quick?
Man, plug it.
Absolutely.
I'm not plugging nothing. I'm plugging you guys. Shout out to you guys, bro. Shout out to the What It Do family, bro.
What it do, baby?
Like, I'm in. I'm sold.
You like it?
Yeah. Man.
Fuck.
Y'all's product,
I like it
bro.
too.
Like, yeah. Like, I liked it before I came in here. I liked it. Like just watching my homeboys up here and the people y'all had on and like, just what y'all do. Can I tell you something about her voice is very dope behind there.
She's the extra.
So because I couldn't like on the whole thing, I was trying to figure out. Like I was like, yo, where's she at? Like, but it just fits. Like her laugh, everything just fits.
Makes it happen.
Yeah,
I'm just hiding behind
going,
here.
man. Y'all got something going here. So shout out to the What It Do podcast, bro.
Fucking
God bless y'all and may y'all continue to prosper.
Thank you, sir.
Lord willing.
Yes, sir.
Good Lord willing.
Shit, that's a good place to end. Guys, thank you for listening.
Tune in to the next episode.
Tune in to the next one, man. I'm having a great fucking time. TJ, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
And shit, guys, what it do, baby?
What it do, baby?